Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your right. I am Eli Moon. We are rocking and rolling in the saddle, on the saddle, saddle adjacent, here for another episode, a Friday edition of Inside Edge Primetime. So happy you're with us. We are thrilled to be with you here on this Friday. Got a lot in store for you. We're going to talk some NBA Finals. I'm going to fix my camera screen, and we're all going to be okay here. We're going to talk some NBA Finals. We're going to talk, of course, about the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade rumors. We have heard them galore heating up over the last couple of days. So we'll talk about that and if the Cavs are in play there. And, of course, later on, we'll talk about the Guardians. They're looking to possibly make some trades as well, dangling out some prospects. We'll take a look at that. And, of course, later on, we'll go Friday free-for-all. We have a doozy for you. So we'll get into all of that. That is my guy, Chad Bryan, to your right, my right, everybody's right. Chad Bryan, how are you feeling on this Friday?
I'm good. It's Friday. I almost forgot it was Friday. I did it. You said that. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Friday. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Another week, I guess, gone, which doesn't have the same it's better when my kids are in school. It's like, okay, another week's gone, like, no more transportation stuff. In the summer, it's like, we don't want weeks of summer to be gone. We want just to stay around. So, yeah, don't want the summer weeks to go fast. But, yeah, another week is gone. Heading into the weekend. Got a bunch of birthday parties to go to this weekend. It's going to be fun. Going all over the place and doing some stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm doing very good. I got memed earlier today on Unfiltered, 5 to 6 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network with Kyle Cornell. That was pretty fun. They were pretty funny memes, I can't lie. But that was a lot of fun. I've had a good day, man. I just sat outside, got some sunshine, obviously, I've been across the network throughout the day, just here with the people, man. I'm doing good, and very excited to get into everything we have to talk about tonight. I know we have a fun show here. Our Friday shows do get as close to on hinges we like to get, right? So with that being said, of course, before we get going, make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Go check it out. Hit that notification bell so you know when Chad and I are going live. We're here with you every weeknight from 10 to 11 p.m. Of course, we have 4 daily shows. It starts with Omar Clausel in the morning, Inside Edge Network morning show from 9 to 11 a.m. And, of course, you have Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell, 5 to 6 p.m. here weekdays, Monday through Friday. And then Inside Edge Primetime. That's us, Chad, Bryan, and I, 10 to 11 p.m. weeknights. And then, of course, our program director and our bro, W. Anthony Alford, from midnight to 1, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, here Monday through Friday, 4 daily shows, adding a 5th daily show next Monday, the Daily Spiral, at the 11 o'clock hour with Autumn Chisholm. So we are excited about that. Hope you're excited just as much as we are, as we're Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversation, news, and everything in between. Cannot wait to welcome Autumn to the daily lineup. And, of course, we have a ton of weekly programming. Real Talk with Pop Moon tomorrow at 5 p.m. He has Cliche on. Cliche, a big weekend coming up. He has his
Yeah.
EP release show for the Land Volume 2 at the Grog Shop. Tomorrow night, I'll be hosting. Just very exciting day tomorrow. And, of course, an exciting day today. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, edit Inside Edge Net. Go check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities. It's okay if it's Chad and I. Look, we won't tell anybody. This is our secret. But you can read about us and all the great people that do a tremendous job here on the Inside Edge Network. And go ahead and check out the partners page, W Energy, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, Fanatics.com, and AliRoseFragrances.com. Could not do it without them and couldn't do it without you at home. So go over to the merchandise store, the shop page, and get a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, all that great stuff. Get a windbreaker, get it ready, just in case. It is a packable jacket, so you can take it
Packable.
with
You
you.
can pack it.
Yes.
On that
yes.
out. Even if you don't know how to
Absolutely.
pack this thing, it's packable. You can do. I think you just put it in the suit. It folds itself up. It might not do that. I don't want to. I don't want to make promises we can't deliver on.
Look, just go ahead and get the packable jacket, Chad B. All right.
Fair enough. Hey, we got some comments coming in.
Yeah, let's say what's up to the peeps. Hey, C-Town Rocks. Hey, Inside Edge Gang.
C-Town
Hey, what's up?
Stacy
Hello,
says, "Hello, South. Are you in South Florida? That's amazing.
Yeah,
your
heck
weather's
yeah.
probably about the same as ours has been the last few days. So that's
I love
fun.
it. I love it. And Justin said, "Yo,
Yo,
what's up? Well, yo, what's up?"
Yo.
So we are rocking and roll.
They said you. He added a U to that. A U to the yo made you.
No, you. No,
You.
No,
Yeah,
you.
I was pretty good with a yo when I was a kid. I used to be able to walk the dog and do some tricks and stuff.
That's a yo. That's a yo.
That's something different.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got
So
you.
with all that being said, before Chad falls off the rails, let's get into it here. We have a lot. Yeah, I have a lot to break down here, and we'll start in this opening segment with the NBA Finals first. Chad B, Spurs are in a pickle, for lack of better words. They are down 3-1 to the New York Knicks. They're heading back home to San Antonio. Good news is
a dill pickle, a bread and butter, like what kind of a sweet?
A sour pickle.
Sour pickle. Ooh, that's not good. A lot of vinegar. That's not good.
Yeah, not good. Good. Now, they are in a pickle, a sour pickle. They are down 3-1 to the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals, and they have 2 at home. San Antonio does. So they just kind of have to take care of home court and just finish the job once in Madison Square Garden, something they've been close to doing, but close does not work out in sports. So I'll pass it to you.
I love that they're down 3-1. Like, all they have to do is do this thing that only one team's done in the history of the league. That's all they have. Just got to take care of a little bit of business here and there for 3 games. That's all you got to do.
But you just starts with one, and that's what the Spurs have been saying, Chad B, and they've been mentioning it, that they just have to take care of one. And I wonder if that the alumni I talked about the other night, San Antonio's alumni, Greg Popovich, the president of basketball operations, you have Tim Duncan, David Robinson, all these guys that are coming out to these games. I wonder how much they talk to the current Spurs team and gave them a little bit of guidance. I know this is a situation that Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker didn't find themselves in, but they can at least give some guidance on how to handle pressure. And it all starts with game 5. They just got to take care of home court first. And I know all they got to do, but that's how they have to treat it. But that's how they have to treat it, because if they don't treat it that way, then it's over.
You got to make it smaller. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, if they don't treat it like one game at a time, then they will go in there feeling like it's an insurmountable mountain, and this series will be over tomorrow night. So,
yeah.
What do the Spurs have to do in game 5 to get a win and extend this series?
They have to win. No,
that's a good start. It's a good start.
They're gonna have to win their first game at home in the finals, right? Like we weren't sure home teams could win games in this final. So until we saw the Knicks come back the other night. But yeah, I don't know. They're just gonna have to remember that they're a pretty good basketball team, right? I don't know what I'm still trying to figure out. And I went back and I watched a lot of the game. I didn't have a chance to watch while we were on the other night. It was happening in here, and I don't want to degrade the stream quality, right? So I didn't have it up. I had it on my phone. My Wi-Fi was probably what's happening, right? But so I'm still trying to figure out how they scored 76 points in the first half. I mean, lit the rims on fire. Did somebody was there a lid on the other side? When they switched sides, 30 points in the second half after scoring 76 in the first half is wild.
Yeah.
You saw it. I mean, the shot selection changed. They just weren't the same offense. It's I don't know what it is in the NBA. We say it's a game of runs, right? And it is. It's a game of runs. Not midnight run. That's coming up at midnight here on the Inside Edge. That's with Anthony Alford. He might run a little bit, but hopefully he doesn't have the runs tonight. That would be bad. But anyway.
Well, if he made that ground meat that he was showing off at midnight run yesterday, they were in trouble.
Yeah. I hope that came out of the fridge, by the way. I saw him pull that out. I was like, is that the fridge, or was that just
nearby the fridge? So the thing with AA is his fridge is right by. Yeah, his fridge is right after the wall, so he can reach in and grab it. But was it in the fridge? I'm not positive.
We hope so, man. We hope so for his sake. We'll have to get an update on that later.
I told him last night, real quick, Chebby. I told him after the show. I said, if you don't throw that in the freezer, I probably should throw this back in the freezer. I said, if you don't
But I
If you
think
don't make it for lunch,
you can't refreeze it. I think that's a bad. I don't think you can do that.
yeah, but I mean,
Oh.
he was already in a precarious position, so we might as well just guide him and say freeze it and see what happens instead of eating it the next day. He's like, maybe I'll make it for lunch. I was like,
Eh,
yeah,
sometimes
midnight runs.
yeah, sometimes you got to know when to move on. You got to pass. But because one thing you don't want beef with is beef. that's not a thing you want to do.
Yeah, because that cow will punch back.
Oh yeah, from the grave. It's not messing around. But
Yeah.
We were talking about something. Was it sports?
The finals, the finals.
That's right, the NBA finals. Yeah, not eating beef. No, I think the Spurs just have to remember who they are. That was the biggest thing. I mean, they came out in the second half, and it's like I was just saying. We talk about the NBA being a game of runs, but sometimes it's like you get a big lead, and you see. I mean, you could visibly see the Cavs take their foot off the gas in that game one in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
It's not even a debate, really. I mean, they literally took their foot off the gas and said, let's just coast to the win. We're up 22. Let's not make any mistakes here. So they employed the strategy of making a giant, long mistake. We don't have to keep pushing because we're up 22. We're fine. I mean, this Knicks team can't come back from that far down. That would be ridiculous, right? So they just literally they tried to run the clock out. I mean, you could see it. It was ISO ball with Harden. He dribbled into the corner. He'd lay down on it, whatever. They turn it over with a second left on the shot clock. Here go the Knicks the other way. It's like 500 fast break points in the fourth quarter, and of course they came back.
It's got to be a record. It's got to be a record. 500.
Yeah, I may have rounded up a little bit, but yeah, it would probably be a record or something. But yeah, I think the Spurs just have to remember who they are. I mean, they have the size. They have plenty of talent. They have not a lot of experience. I get it. Wemby's young, but and I talked to you about it before these finals. I said, listen, that when the Thunder win the Western Conference, I said, when they're whatever, because the Spurs aren't ready yet. The Spurs are like maybe the next team, but right now the Thunder have the next 2 or 3 years. And now look, I mean, the Spurs took the Thunder down. They did it. So we felt like the Western Conference was light years ahead of the Eastern Conference coming into this finals.
Right.
The Knicks have shown us maybe that at least right now we're wrong. And I'm really like, so, it's funny, like in a video game, you can get you can kind of simulate through the season and get back to the next playoffs, right? Like if you have a good enough team, I don't have to play every game. Like what am I trying to do? Go 82-0 or whatever? Like if you're playing NBA 2K or whatever the game is, you might simulate half the season just trying to get back to the playoffs, right? Because that's the point. And now I'm just really interested in, to Kyle Cornell's point the other night, he said, the Knicks will not get back to this point with this core. And now I'm just really curious. Like, I want to see what the regular season looks like if the Knicks are able to close this thing out in 5 or 6 or whatever, 7, probably not 8, not 7, 8.
Yeah.
No, none of those. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the Knicks do. I'm really curious to see what the Knicks season looks like next year. Like in October, right? Do they start off on fire? Do they start off with this finals hangover where it's like, well, we just won our first finals since 900 years ago. I keep rounding up tonight. But is there a letdown there? Do they a little flat? Do they come out right where they left off, like hot again? Start off like 15-1 or something. We're like, oh my gosh, look at the Knicks. They're this new dynasty. But I'm really just curious. I'm just curious to see kind of how Kyle's statement plays out and how the Knicks look. And maybe it's just like a little bit of a Cavs thing. I just want to get back to next year's playoffs already. Like the regular season's already like, just want to see what they do. But we need that regular season. If you're going to have James Harden out there, he's got to get used to whatever it is they're going to try to do with James Harden in this offense, and on defense. So maybe with another year on this roster and in this system, he can shore up some of those things. And maybe it was the hand injury. Maybe that was the reason for some of the turnovers in the playoffs. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but it's like you find a reason to give guys benefit of the doubt, right? Maybe it was an injury. Maybe it was an injury situation. Maybe he wasn't feeling 100%. Maybe he didn't have feeling in his hand. You hurt your finger, you break a finger, it's a little weird, right? So maybe it's that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the Spurs and the Knicks. Yeah, the Spurs just have to remember who they are. Remember that they're probably, overall, maybe even the better team. But yeah, like you said, they got to take it one game at a time and not get too overwhelmed by the – listen, winning 3 in a row is going to be a huge task over this Knicks team. They haven't lost back-to-back games, and I don't even know how long. So
yeah, it has.
That's it.
Yeah, it's been a long time, Chad B. And you wonder, are the New York Knicks feeling the pressure right now of trying to bring home their first championship since 1973? The first time any of these guys have won one besides.
I think they're feeling pretty good after the comeback, to be honest. I mean, pretty good.
I'd imagine so. And the only guy that has championship experience is OG Anunoby, who has been the guy that they have relied on to take care of business late in games. I know Jalen Brunson ended up with the ball in his hands, but he didn't make the basket. OG Anunoby is the one who tipped it and got in position, and that's no knock on Brunson. He's obviously a big reason why they're in the position they're in now, but OG Anunoby has stepped up. 28 points in game 3. In game 4, he had 31, I believe he finished with, including the game-winning basket. So you just see a very impressive two-way player. You've seen guys mention him on that Knicks team about how he's the best two-way player in the league. It's hard to argue, and I'm not saying he's the best player in the league, but when it comes to consistently, he's going to lock somebody down. You put him on the best player on the opposing team, he's going to lock him down. And then you see the offensive production, and his offensive game is only getting better and better. That's where I'm like, okay, we might be in trouble if the Knicks really do blossom more and more as a team going into next year. I know Kyle Cornell has brought up that, hey, this is the only time the Knicks get back here. We'll see. But right now, OG Anunoby is leveling up to another degree. He's not even 30 yet, so he still has a lot of time to really – this is like a moment that could shape his next phase of his career. He wins the Finals MVP, which is where he's being rumored to after Karl-Anthony Towns. The first 2 games it was – but after OG, I mean, it's going to be interesting, Chad. And then you wonder where the Spurs' mind is at. Are they going to be able to take care of business and at least get to game 6 and give them an opportunity where, okay, we just got to finish out a game in Madison Square Garden. We've been close. We're just going to finish it. And can they get the game 7? I know I said yesterday, I do believe they forced the game 7. I still stand on that. I think the Spurs forced the game 7. I don't know if they win it, but I do think they forced it there. I just think the Knicks are going to be feeling a lot of pressure. I think they're going to be kind of gripping the bat a little bit too tight for a baseball term. I think they're going to just go in there trying to force a little bit. And I think San Antonio's going to take advantage. I think they win by double digits tomorrow night. And then I think game 6 is going to be a dogfight, but I think the Spurs pull it out too. I think they close out a game. Mitch Johnson and this team has been very confident as, hey, we have dictated whether we won or lost. We've been in control of these games. I can't really argue with that because they were up 29 points.
Listen, that's the basic that he's saying analytically. Come on.
Yeah.
Every time Kenny Atkinson's here, every time he hears these comments, he's like, all right, I feel a little better. I'm a little vindicated. I don't know, Eli. I think I disagree with you. I think the Knicks are going to win this thing in 5 now. I just feel like after completing that comeback, I feel like they stole the Spurs' soul, and I almost feel like getting on the road away from Madison Square Garden is going to. This is the kind of team that calms them down. They're not worried about the noise, and there's not a huge. I don't know. I mean, San Antonio, it's not. They're loud. It's a loud arena. It's an interesting place to play, right? But it's not like a super intimidating place to play, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the Knicks go in there and take care of business in game 1 and 2, and when they were, considered the underdogs, I think. So, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like they're going to feel pretty confident, pretty cool, calm, and collected going in there for game 5, and I think they get it done.
We shall see, pal. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing is we'll find out tomorrow night. We'll have something to talk about Monday, whether it's the Knicks are your NBA champions of 2026, or if we're having a discussion about a game 6 next week. So we'll see who's right, and we'll keep an eye on that.
Did you see the post? There was a kid. He went to school somewhere. I don't know if it was a New York City high school, but in his yearbook, for his yearbook quote, I think it was 4 to 5 years ago, he said, Knicks in 6, 2026 NBA Finals. Did you see that?
I did not.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago. That was his yearbook quote. So apparently, I mean, we may have a time traveler on our hands.
Well, we're getting into time travel later tonight.
As a DeLorean, I just keep an eye on him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, keeping an eye on time travel tonight. We send you back usually on Wednesday. We did it yesterday.
What a great
Throwback Thursday. And we are doing Midnight Conversations, Time Machine with Double Anthony Alford, Omar, Clausel, and myself. So we will get right into that, and we'll see what we learn about Time Machine later on tonight. So keep an eye on all that.
I will be watching that. I told you in the comments on the Facebook post, that Double A post, I may have figured out a couple things. Like I may have already seen the episode. I feel like it was pretty good. So, but I will watch it again, even though I've already seen it. I've been there. I've been back. I know how to go forward now, Eli. I figured out how to go backwards. I went forward. I'm not black and white. No problems. No problems.
I love it.
I'm running my time machine over here. So way back Wednesday next week is going to be a lot smoother, I think.
All right. We'll see. I never believe you on that one. Believe you on a lot of things. I don't believe you on that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, kerosene, and then you staticky, like a microwavable mac and cheese yesterday. Goodness gracious. All right, I'm going to pull a little Robert Zicki here. Main event, when we don't know where we should segue to, because we have so much stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
He leaves the cards in Double A and I's hands. I'm going to leave the cards in your hands tonight.
Okay.
Do you want to talk Giannis and the trade rumors heating up with him when we come back? Or do you want to talk about the Guardians and their trade rumors heating up before the deadline? What would you like to talk about when we come back, Chad B?
Are the Guardians looking to trade for Giannis? Can we combine this?
We missed the assignment.
Can we? You can't cross the streams, can you? That's my fault. That's a ghost.
No, you're not supposed to cross streams.
Yeah, that's a Ghostbusters. You're right. Let's not do that. I'll tell you what. When we come back, let's talk a little Guardians, but let's just do both. When we come back, let's talk trade rumors. How about that? Doesn't matter. NBA, MLB, all the trade rumors. Let's do it,
dude. I know if we go out to eat,
Garrett might get traded out. Did you hear that?
No, he's gone. He's in the Ram. Right. He's a Ram now.
Sorry, I get confused about where I am in time. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Chad B would literally be the guy we'd be driving, and he'd be like, "What do you want to eat?" And I'd be like, "This." He'd be like, "Well, what do you think?" Okay, all right. He didn't know how to make a decision, so we're talking trade rumors when we come back.
Wait, did you just? I'm not turning down food. You said the first place, and I'm like, I'm in. I don't care. Yes, let's go.
I doubt it.
Do they have food? I'm in. Let's do it.
I asked you 2 different topics, and you said, "Let's just talk all of it."
Well, we're gonna eat we're not eating the trade rumors, right? Like we're not. Yeah. If it's food, I don't care. Just whatever you say first, I'm eating it. Doesn't matter to me. But that's different. We're not eating trade rumors, are we?
All right, that's fair. No, we're not. We're not. You're right. You got me. All right, make sure you like, subscribe, follow Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Of course, it's where you can stay locked in with Chad and I and all the great daily and weekly programming here on Inside Edge Net. Smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live here. Weekdays, weeknights here, Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 p.m. Inside Edge Primetime and InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go. Personality page, you go read about Chad and I and everybody who does a great job. Go over to the partners page. Go read about W Energy, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, Fanatics.com, and AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Could not do it without them. Go check out the code InsideEdge20 for Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers get 20% off your order. Candles, body mist, a lot of great stuff there. And then, of course, W Energy, the code is InsideEdge10, 10% off your order with W Energy. Go get some energy. Stay up in the evenings all the way to 1 a.m. with Double A for midnight run later on tonight. A lot of great stuff. Partners page. Can't do without you, though. So go to the shop, grab a mug, a shirt, a hat, a polo, all that great stuff. Rep Cleveland's digital leader and your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Chad, Bryan, to my right, you're right. Everybody's right. We're in the saddle adjacent. On the saddle. I don't know.
Somewhere
I'm Eli Moon.
Listen, do me a favor real quick, just before you tell us who you are. And I know already, but they don't know, so you're going to surprise them. But if it happens to be that I am your favorite network personality, please don't tell Kyle Cornell. I don't want to get memed on the show. I just want. I'm trying to stay.
You're next up. I have some videos that I can screenshot and like I might send Kyle. Yeah, you know what? You might
fly below the radar, man.
You didn't have to say that. If you wouldn't have said that, you were flying under the radar, and guess what? Now you are a prime.
Just land the plane. Prospect. Land the plane. Let's get out of here.
This Inside Edge Primetime. Chad Bryan, Eli Moon. He's yelling at me. We'll be back right after this.
Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right. We have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Omar Clausel, and this is your Inside Edge Network 2026 World Cup Minute. Yesterday, we kicked off the largest World Cup ever in Mexico City as Group A teams Mexico and South Africa got the action started. South Africa fought hard, but Mexico came away with this battle with 3 points, and because they won by 2 goals, a +2 goal differential. South Africa would need to score 2 goals in their next match just to get that even again. We also had another Group A battle. South Korea got the victory in an exciting finish over Czechia, 2-1. That leaves Mexico and South Korea topping Group A with 3 points, with Mexico ahead by goal differential. Tomorrow's action starts with Group B's Canada versus Bosnia-Herzegovina at 3 p.m., followed up by Group D, our United States national team led by Christian Pulisic, as they face Paraguay at 9 p.m. For more news and information about the Cup, check out the Inside Edge Morning Show with Omar Clausel Jr. from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
I promise that competition is not a bad thing. Shador Sanders has some comments that about the way we look at things is, you guys look at this competition. We look at things as being better teammates. The better teammate part is fine, but we got to stop looking at competition as a bad thing. We all thrive. We all need competition in our lives. So I got a little fired up over that. Plus, I might have been fired up because I ate terribly yesterday. Instead of cooking real dinner, I had junk food. So I lost in competition with myself. But you know who will not lose in competition? Team USA. All props to Team USA as they compete tonight in the World Cup. Hopefully they get a W. We'll talk about it coming up later tonight on Midnight Run, special post-game coverage, and a time-traveling edition of Midnight Conversations. Hope you tune in later on tonight.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan, he is to my right, your right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We are, yes, Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. We're back in the saddle, on the saddle, saddle adjacent. Chad, we have learned a few things during the break and throughout this week. One, my haircut has made me adjust my headphones because I feel like my ear is showing a little bit. Look at my ear there. There's my ear.
Okay. Yeah.
You see my ear? All right. That's pretty cool, huh?
I got a haircut today, and I do because there's an ear in there. I was like, he can hear me. All right.
Yeah.
I learned that today too. So go ahead. Yeah, I understand.
I got two of them. I got two ears.
Yeah. He had one just on the other side, like almost like it was weird. Yeah.
You can't see this one, but it's there. It's there.
One of these.
Yeah, whatever. We got two of them for a reason.
Point at the QR code.
Yeah. And you can go to that QR code and check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Go to the partners page and the shop, merchandise. Of course, InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Stay locked in with us and rock and roll. Yep. Chad B, I learned another thing during the break. During Double A's promo there, talking about Midnight Run and what he learned last night, that competition isn't a bad thing. I want to start competition with you right now.
Let's do it.
I'm thinking
not trying to be a better teammate. I am in direct competition. Let's go. Let's do it.
You're scaring me. You're scaring me now. Okay. I don't know.
I'm scared now. He likes competition.
But like, what should be our first competition? 40-yard dash?
Let's do it. I don't need my hamstrings anymore. I'm fine. Let's go.
That's why you have 2 of them, Chad B. That's why you
Well,
have 2 of them.
I'll blow them both out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, look, then you have no worries. If they're already blown out, you can't blow them out again, right?
That's true. It's very true. It's very true.
All right.
Well, yes, you can. That's actually not true. They could heal, and then you could take care of them again. I think so.
Yeah. Hey, look, I know you have some thoughts on Shedeur Sanders, his comments from yesterday. Real quick, Seatown Rocks chiming in here. Better yet, what's a barber got to do to get Chad to come in and get his haircut with me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, why? Yeah, that's a good question. Why don't I do that?
I don't know, Chad. Why aren't you?
I don't want to. It would make the person who cuts my hair very sad. I'm kind of, nothing. I didn't have I don't know. It's awkward.
Don't worry. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Seatown Rocks.
They're both fantastic. Those are
yes.
both of these. Yes. Yeah, both absolutely fantastic. We're not gonna
absolutely.
We don't want to start the haircut competitions here. They're both fantastic.
Well, then keep this competition with me, pal.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm feeling real rowdy on this Friday. I'm feeling real rowdy. Spell the word onomatopoeia.
Well, did you even say it right?
Nope. I did this Friday. Dude. I did not say.
Know what you said or what you meant to say? I don't know.
All right, try this one. Screech. All right, you try that one. How many E's were in that?
Well, that was 4 E's. That was 4 E's.
Yep.
Right.
You're good. You're good. All right. You win the QB1 job. What does Shedeur Sanders have to do to win the QB1 job? And what were your thoughts on his comments?
Well, I mean, the first thing I thought about Shedeur was ONOMATOPOEIA.
You definitely pulled that up. I saw you looking off to the side. Don't even play me.
I'm always looking off to the side. I got a million things going on. Listen, where's my wife? If my wife is watching, I need her to comment right now.
Yeah, don't call a lifeline.
This is the best comment right here. I was going for awkward. That was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Listen,
do not call Mrs. Bryan on me. I'm going to stop you right there. Do not get me in trouble with the Bryan household. They rock with Eli Moon. Oh, you son of a. Oh, you.
No, listen, my wife will tell you I am the human dictionary. I was looking up how many E's. I put that into the old the dictation mobile here, and that was 4 E's. No, as far as the Shedeur Sanders comments, though, listen, regardless of how he feels inside, and I think this is true of a lot of athletes, right? Like we don't always want to hear exactly what athletes are thinking. We freak out when they say the thing out loud, right? What we can say when they say the quiet part out loud. So we don't necessarily always, and AA may be different than a lot of fans. And I get that. I think from a media standpoint, sometimes when you cover a team and you spend so much time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears, figuratively speaking, well, maybe a little bit of sweat. I mean, trust me, I've been in here dripping sweat in the studio in the summer. It's been pretty hot. But besides that, I haven't cut myself yet, so I don't think I've cried. But anyway, when you watch a team like the Browns, right, and it's been, I was gonna say you've had the ups and downs, but it's mostly downs, right?
Yeah, we're waiting for the ups. Don't worry.
We're waiting for the ups. Yeah, the ebbs and the flows, and we're just all ebbs right now. But when
EBBS,
good job out of you. I get a 15-letter word, and you get okay, full.
Do you have like a yeah? Well, do you have like a sound effect for me getting that right, or do we just have to play the train whistle?
No credit for the 4-letter word. Sorry.
Right.
Well, unless you, I don't know. I guess you could get a. No, I don't have it. I got nothing. I'm sorry. I got some. I can sizzle.
I got it.
Some sizzling. We don't want
Okay.
it gets weird at the end, but so, that's the yeah. Anyway, Shedeur, I think like when you come out and you go, well, what's the situation in the quarterback room? Like Shedor's not going to be like, well, listen, dude, I hate this mother effer, right? Like I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him anywhere near the field. Like if I could, if it hadn't already been done, I'd take my helmet off and smack him in the head with it, right? Like you're not going to hear him say that. He's just going to come out and say all the right things. He's going to say, hey, look, we're just trying to be better teammates. We're all trying to be like, whoever makes this 53-man roster is just trying to help the team win whatever way we can. If he's the starter, I'm going to do whatever. And that's the right thing to say, right? And regardless of what he feels inside, I'm sure he's got enough competitive fire in him, and he's heard all the people talking about him. He's heard all the stuff. Whether or not you read every comment on social media, and I read a lot of comments on social media. We'll get to that a little bit later in our Free Throw Friday. But whether or not you read all the comments, listen, peripherally, you're going to hear stuff, right? People are going to bring it up to you. The media brings it up in an indirect way. Sometimes these guys like, oh, you've heard all the noise about, this, and that, whatever. So you're hearing it one way or the other. I think that these guys are all at the point where they don't need to come out and say it directly for it to be affecting and motivating them internally, right? Like they can. We don't need I forget what coach said it. I can't remember what even sport it was, but he was like, "Listen, if these guys, it was Jim Leland of the Pirates."
Right.
Asked him a long time ago. I think after an NLCS game, whatever that they had lost. Like, were these guys motivated? Was that on you to get these players? But did they come out looking flat? Is that on you as a coach or as a manager, or whatever? These guys are professional athletes. If they are looking to me and need me to get them motivated on a nightly basis, then they're in the wrong profession. They're doing the wrong thing, right? Like we're on the wrong page right now, because like that's not right. Like you're a professional, right? You should be motivated, whatever it is. But whatever, regardless, I digress from that. I think however Shedeur feels internally, he's not going to come out and say it. He's not going to put his heart, because he knows better, right? Everything he says is going to be a quotable. Everything he says is going to be turned around, used against him. So all you're going to get from Shedeur right now is just the very, family friendly, team friendly. Hey, I'm just trying to be the best teammate I can be. If I'm the backup, if I'm the third string, if I'm the fourth string, if I'm practice squad, I'm gonna come out and do the best I can to help this team win. Right? That's what you're gonna get from him. And meanwhile, inside, he might be like, I hate this mother effer, right? Like, I don't want to see this guy hit the field. I don't want to see him in practice. I want to see him throwing the ball boys at Baldwin Wallace next year, right? Like that's and I'm sure he's using that for some internal motivation or whatever. So I think I just disagree with Double A a little bit in the fact that I think Shedeur probably feels that way inside, and that's okay to not say it. I appreciate the control, the self-control, the whatever you want to call it, to not come out and just say whatever's on your mind, right? He just says and does the right things in front of the media. And it wouldn't matter regardless. He would still get a hard time from a lot of the local fans and media. Whatever. He's still going to get a hard time. So
you bring up a great point. It's because, and I actually agree with what you're saying here with Shedeur, and Double A had some strong points in terms of competition isn't a bad thing. No. But you also have to understand, if you're Shedeur Sanders, that is, he has to understand, and he does understand, that he's a brand. So everything, it's like everybody, anybody in a creative field or an athletic field or whatever, if you're in the public eye, you are a brand. When you walk out, that's what people are going to associate you with. And for the guy that literally was being interviewed more than the starter at times last year, and the mime incident that people dragged him for on social media when he didn't talk to the media and he just kind of like shrugged his shoulders, and people had things to say there, is there anything he says?
I thought that was
I did too. I did too. But apparently a lot of people didn't like that. And but at the same point in time,
they wouldn't have liked what he said either. If he had said something, they wouldn't have liked that either.
Exactly. And why are we interviewing the third string quarterback? We're trying to what? Get some thoughts out of so we can get a headline. Exactly. So I just feel like Shedeur Sanders knows he's not going to give the media any headlines here. Hey, I love competition. I'm trying to win the job. Like, he's just out there handling business. Let the coaches and everybody else around him speak for him in terms of let his play first off speak for him right here in mini camp and all that. And then the quarterbacks coach, for the Browns talking about him, and and he's new here, so I still get in the name. But he's new here. Hi, put a name tag on. And then you have of course,
hi, my name is.
Yes,
Todd
Monken, who is obviously the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. We established that he's not a quarterback for the national audience that may not know who Todd Monken is, but he spoke highly about Shedeur Sanders and his development as well. Mentioned some things he got to clean up, but that's on them to kind of talk about that. Shedeur Sanders isn't going to say anything that gets him in any hot water with the media or his teammates or anything like that. And that's what a leader does. They aren't going to usually say anything that stands out where they're bad mouthing their teammates or whatever. And I'm not saying
or singling themselves out in front of the team, right?
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest thing. And listen, a lot of our local reporters, beat writers, I mean, almost all of them do a great job, right? I can't think of anyone that doesn't do a good job. All of them do a great job. But there are some of those people out there that, and maybe not in Cleveland necessarily, but anywhere else, there are going to be the people that just want to kind of twist you up. They want to say something that gets you off track a little bit to upset you and get you out of your rhythm and say something that's quote worthy. And then suddenly they make you this quote worthy, meme worthy, newsworthy, whatever. You're quotable now. And then everybody wants to yell at you for being quotable, right? So they've dragged it out of you, and now they're going to drag you for it, right? So there are some media members that are like that out there, and I understand I guess the compulsion or whatever you want to say it to not buy into that as a player, to just say, hey, listen, I'm just trying to do whatever I can to be the best. And I get it; it's all cliche. It comes across as cliche. We go, oh, it's so stupid. We're just talking cliche stuff. Just
cliche performance tomorrow night, Saturday night.
Yes, that's
he's awesome.
Cliche that we like. Yeah, he's
love
awesome. That cliche. Yes, we love that cliche, but some people don't like the cliche remarks when it comes to, hey, I'm just trying to be a better teammate, trying to be a better guy, trying to be a better human, just trying to whatever, pet the rabbits, kiss the babies. I'm happy here. But sometimes when guys speak their mind, we don't like that, right? When guys show confidence, when they show a little bit of individuality, some people freak out about that. So I understand him kind of trying to rein that in. Sometimes, listen, I don't think you should have to. I don't think you should have to. If the media asks you a question, I think you should be able to answer it the way it's on your mind. And I don't necessarily think you should get dragged through the mud for that. I mean, if that's the way you're feeling, that's the way you're feeling. If you're going to be honest, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Deion Sanders is his dad, right? So the immediate
fault. He didn't choose that, right?
I know, and I'm not saying
I'll
that,
slide
right?
down this slide and we'll go that way.
But I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the media is going to pull that in. They're going to bring that in. Hey, Deion Sanders is his dad. Deion Sanders was outspoken, and I love Prime. I think he's amazing. But he obviously was very outspoken as an NFL player. I mean, his career, and he won at everything he did. He was successful, and a lot of NFL media and media in general really doesn't want to see Shedeur Sanders be successful. I don't know for what reason, but the whole conspiracy on why he drafted the 5th round, I'm still trying to figure out why he drafted the 5th round. It just doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of things that I'm just confused about when it comes to what's going on with this quarterback room, and I just got a lot of questions from the beginning of the Shedeur Sanders draft process to him being behind Dylan Gabriel. Why the Browns spent a 3rd rounder on Dylan Gabriel to then draft Shedeur Sanders. There's just a lot of questions. They draft another quarterback this year with Taylor Green, who I think is awesome. I mean, he's got a lot of, he's got the height, he's got the arm, he's got all that stuff. What are the Browns exactly looking to do? We've had some comments in here, in the comments, what are our thoughts on Sorsby?
Oh.
And honestly, right now, Seatown Rocks, we're okay not talking too much about Sorsby just because with him going back to Texas Tech, him being able to play, a lot of the narrative right now is going to be just he's college football's biggest villain. He's at least at the quarterback position. And my hope, to answer your question, is that he doesn't get anywhere near Berea. Like, I don't care that, he may have changed and, he's a changed man. That's a pretty big mess up. And that's something I don't want, especially after we just had Deshaun Watson. And I know they're completely two different situations, but we don't need a lot of buzz around the leader of our locker room. And that's usually the quarterback on the offensive side, at least. So I'm okay on Sorsby, Chad. I think it'll be fun to watch him in college. I think he's going to get booed everywhere he goes.
Yeah, he's going to be a villain, like you said. And I think we're going to learn a lot about his mental makeup here, his psychological makeup over the next season, because he's going to catch it. College football fans are ruthless. I mean, you see the game day signs, right? And if I could just try to answer this, I guess when it comes to Sorsby, him going back to college is terrible for college football, terrible for the NCAA. It's a terrible look for the competitive integrity or whatever you want to say, right? Because you can't bet on the sport and play. But here we are. We're going to set this legal precedent now where a judge in Lubbock has said, that's weird, right? Has said, hey, look, I don't see any problem with this. Let the kid play. So that's where we are. The NCAA will appeal this. I don't know if it's going to get dragged out in court too long to make a difference for the college football season or not. But this kind of thing could be good for the Browns or another NFL team to see how he reacts over the next, It's June. So over the next 10 months, right? Until next year's NBA draft. Yeah, he's going to play basketball. That's what he's going to do. He's going to shock everybody and come out. He can knock down the 3, I heard. But until the next NFL draft, I think you've got 10 months now to watch how he reacts. And not only to see if he keeps his nose clean as far as the betting stuff goes or whatever, which is all trackable. We'll know if he did it or not, or if he does it or not coming up. But just also, like I said, mentally, psychologically, how he handles that on the field, off the field, in the press. I mean, he's got a chance here to really turn this around for himself and maybe make himself into a first-round draft pick, or he's got a chance to completely spiral out and never come close to making an NFL roster or even be considered. So, for him, it could go one way or the other. I think it's, whatever. If you're the Browns, like you said, maybe just enough quarterback controversy. We don't need that right now in Berea. I'll stay away from that. Someone's going to take a fly. If he comes out and handles himself decently in the media and plays pretty well on the field, Eli, someone's going to take a chance on him probably in the 1st or 2nd round.
Yeah, he was definitely a first-round prospect, even without all the, the discussion now. So we'll keep an eye on it. Chabby, we do have to go to break. We have post-game coming up, World Cup post-game coming up at the top of the hour. So they are going to kick us out of here today. We'll
not get out of here now. We're going to come back.
This is our competition.
You know what? Actually, if we're on, they can't take it from us. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. All right, that's Brian. Right, you're right.
Wait, you're a part of that.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be on that. Never mind.
I'm Eli Moon. I'm here till 1 a.m. Chad B will get some sleep eventually.
I'm just trying to be the best teammate I can be. I'm just trying to, whatever I got to do to help this roster out, help this team win. That's what I'm trying to. Sorry, Double A. I know you want competition, but whatever.
You know what? We love competition, friendly competition, and we want you to go have competition with all of your friends, and so you can get to Inside Edge Net first. Go like, subscribe, follow Inside Edge Net on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all of the socials. Hit that
I bet you can't
notification
subscribe
bell.
to all of them. I bet you can't do it.
And you got to go ahead and hit that
That
notification
wasn't a
bell.
Sorsby joke. Sorry, that wasn't a Sorsby.
So you know when we're going live. And then, of course, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the personalities page. Go read about Chad and I and everybody who does a great job. Go read about our partners, W Energy, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, Fanatics.com, and AlleyRoseFragrances.com. And go to the shop. Get a mug, a shirt, a polo, a hat, a windbreaker. Get it ready. Get your Packwool jacket. And when we come back, Chad, Bryan, and I, we are... Thank you, pal. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. When we come back from break, we'll expound a little bit more on that. And we will expound upon Friday Free For All. It is time. We have 2 fun activities for the folks at home. So make sure that you stick around. Chad, Bryan, and Eli Moon. We might shadow box in between the break. So just you won't see it, but just know. Okay, dude, listen. I got my hands over here. Hands over here. Yes. All right. We're back after this.
Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. What's up, guys? Awesome show on Unfiltered today. Talked about a lot, including a great interview. Get a chance to watch it when you do with Chagrin Falls Athletic Director Charlie Barch talking about pay to participate and just how important it really is. Hey, for the show on Monday, Cuyahoga County, some zoning plans for more housing, trying to make it easier. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about a clever new way Cleveland Fire is actually getting involved in alerting drivers before they even get to you when you hear those sirens. And another amusement park rescue is needed from the Six Flags family of amusement parks. All that and more coming up 5 p.m. on your Monday, and a special guest, a music legend, joining the show Monday here on Unfiltered on the Inside Edge Network. I'll see you at 5 o'clock on Monday.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad, Bryan, to my right, you're right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We are not track stars, but we're going to try our best to be out by 11. We have rented the room until the top of the hour, and we'll see what we can do with it. Chad, Bryan was trying to spell I'm
stretching. I thought I was going to run. Sorry.
Pia. You were trying to say it before the break.
Phenomenal. I was going to use it in a sentence. I was trying to get my bearings. It was like
you said, oh, my mama.
Oh, my mama, Pia.
Oh, look what you've done.
Ended something. It's like night at the museum. All right, okay.
Dude. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Ready? And we're back. All right. Here we go. Locked in. Inside Edge Primetime, Chad, Bryan, Eli Moon. It is Friday. We're a little wacky, and it's time for Friday Free For All. We said we have 2 activities for you. And again, we didn't get the trade rumors, as you probably noticed during the second segment. So that will be on the shelf until Monday. We'll talk Guardians as their trade rumors heat up. Will they make a trade by then? We'll see. And then, of course, Giannis. Will he be moved over the weekend? My odds, I'd say no, but we'll see. We'll see, Chad.
And this is one of the questions we want to try to get to. I think this is a great question. We won't be able to answer it tonight because we have to get out of the way because they're going to kick it around later and talk about soccer and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, would probably be the centerpiece. You're right. Yeah, we'll talk about that next week on the show. I can't believe it. We'll get to that on Monday, hopefully.
Yeah,
right? We might be talking about the win a championship. We might not even get to it on Monday. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on everything. It is time, though, Chad B, for Friday Free For All. We have 2 activities. Would you like to bring my activity to the scene first, or would you like to bring yours activity?
It doesn't matter. I have some coloring books, and I've got crayons for everybody. Is that what you mean by activities? I didn't know.
I think we start.
I have kids. I didn't know what to do. You said activities, and I didn't know.
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Do yours first, and I'll try to
Yes.
scramble and get something ready over here.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. While Chad looks for like his best Friday activities, I'm gonna go ahead and explain my activity. Which, yes, the 2026 NBA Finals are still going on. Knicks up 3-1 over the Spurs, and yeah, we don't know who the winner is. I think it goes to Game 7. Chad thinks it's over. You know what? We'll keep an eye on all that. Excuse me. But with all that being said, I'm so curious. I told Chad, I said, look, dude, I just want to know who wins 2027's NBA championship. So we put it into AI. We did our own twist here. Double A's done it with the Browns season. Kyle's done it with the World Cup. We're going to do it with the 2027 NBA Finals. So let's get into it, Chad B. I have it right here for us.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Read it to me.
So I asked
the Washington.
So I asked ChatGPT, please predict the 2027 NBA Finals and how the series is won, including the teams and players. ChatGPT gave us this. A prediction for the 2027 NBA Finals is necessarily speculative, but based on current trajectories, roster ages, and league trends as of June 2026. Here's my best forecast. Let's see. 2027 NBA Finals prediction. Out of the Western Conference, the San Antonio Spurs versus, in the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay.
You know them.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good. So here's the bad news, Chad B. Series result. Spurs win 4-2.
Well, that's not so bad. I mean, that's not as bad as getting swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Yeah, it gets a little tricky from here, though, pal. Finals MVP, not really a shock if this were to happen. Victor Wembanyama. Why these teams? San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are already in the 2026 Finals. Thank you, ChatGPT. And are built around a 22-year-old Victor Wembanyama who is producing historic playoff numbers. By 2027, ChatGPT expects Wembanyama to be the best player in basketball. De'Aaron Fox to remain an elite secondary creator. Stephon Castle to make another leap. And Dylan Harper to become a major
creator, or no? Like a contact creator?
Not a contact creator. And Dylan Harper to become a major offensive weapon. The Spurs have the look of the league's next dynasty.
They've got the look.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have one of the deepest cores in the East and were Eastern Conference finalists in 2026.
Yes, they were.
I think their 2027 core, Chad B, could feature, this is what ChatGPT thinks,
right,
Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland,
Jared Allen. Wait, hold on. So are they going to, is it like a re-swap, like Harden for Garland? Is that what we're doing? I wish we could elaborate. Like, please elaborate on how Darius Garland comes back to the roster. Like, it said as of June 2026, so it had to have been able to look at the roster and go, okay, I don't see Darius Garland anywhere.
Maybe I heard the podcast. It was like sad when he was like, I was watching, like maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All right, well, whatever. Darius Garland's coming back next year, and they're going to get the That's fun. All right.
ChatGPT.
I like Darius Garland. It's not a joke on him. It's just, come on, ChatGPT. Anyway, go ahead.
ChatGPT says Mobley in particular feels poised for a superstar leap. Okay. Let's dive a little bit deeper here.
Say anything about Mark Price or Craig Elo?
Nothing.
Okay, nothing. All right.
How the series plays out. Game 1, Spurs 118, Cavaliers 109. Wembanyama posts 31 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks, and San Antonio takes home court advantage.
All right.
Game 2, Cavaliers 112, Spurs 107. Mitchell erupts for 38 points and steals one on the road. Series tied 1-1. Game 3, Spurs 121, Cavaliers 104. Castle and Harper combined for 45 points, while Wembanyama dominates defensively. Spurs lead 2-1. Game 4, Cavaliers 116, Spurs 111. Mobley records a 24-point, 15-rebound performance. Series tied 2-2. Game 5, Spurs 119, Cavaliers 110. The turning point, ChatGPT says. Wembanyama, 36 points, 17 rebounds, 6 blocks. Spurs lead 3-2.
Okay, that's a big game. All right.
It's a huge game. Yeah. Game 6, Spurs 114, Cavaliers 103. San Antonio closes it out on Cleveland. Wembanyama finishes with 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
Okay.
The predicted
20. Is that Wembanyama 36-point game? Is that like a 16 for 42 game, or is it like 16 for 22? You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference there. But go ahead.
I didn't want to.
Won. It doesn't matter. Or they
I didn't want to tire out ChatGPT on a Friday. All right.
You're right.
So here's some predicted 27 finals averages. Victor Wembanyama 32, 13, and 5. Donovan Mitchell 29, 5, and 6. Evan Mobley 23, 11, and 3. Stephon Castle 19, 6, and 5. And De'Aaron Fox 21, 4, and 8. All right, let's get to some finals MVP voting. Victor Wembanyama was the unanimous winner of the finals MVP in the hypothetical 27 finals between the Spurs and Cavs.
All right.
Donovan Mitchell finished second in finals MVP voting, and Evan Mobley finished third in finals MVP voting. But the prediction, one sentence: the 2027 NBA Finals become the series that officially establishes Victor Wembanyama as the face of the NBA, with the Spurs defeating the Cavaliers in 6 games and beginning what looks like a championship dynasty.
Hard to argue this point. Did it say anything on ChatGPT about Caitlin Clark? Who? Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
Spell Clark right now.
Yeah, that's whatever. I'm out of
All right. Okay, you got it.
Okay. All right. Well, so is it my turn?
Yeah. I mean, there's not much more to break down besides
True.
we're in the finals next year, dude. Let's go.
I can't wait. Yeah, on Monday's show we talk about the hypothetical finals rather than the real ones. Okay. So I like to look on social media. I like to read comments, and sometimes I have to remember not to get involved with people, right? Because it's not worth it half the time. All right. So, and whatever, how you feel about this next person is really, it's irrelevant. Okay. I found this on Channel 19. Cleveland 19 News said Taylor Swift becomes the youngest woman, congratulations, inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame at age 36.
That's amazing.
This is something that affects my life deeply and makes me angry because I was hoping to become the first woman inducted, the youngest woman inducted. So I'm very angry. And you know what? I found someone, Eli, that echoes my sentiment in the comments. And I'm not going to air this person out. I covered up their identity and their profile picture, but I'm just going to read. This is fun. They had a lot of valid points. They used a lot of words. And sometimes they use those words all in one sentence. And I just want to, here we go. We'll just go right to the comments.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. Who cares? Says this person. Disney need to drop her off around here slobbing out of wedlock. Now she Toy Story freak. And this is what happens when you just type every word that you know into a comment. And you don't necessarily formulate a thought, but it's okay because this person went on to say more. And don't worry, by the time we're done, this will be completely clear what this person means, because the next comment says, for real, Channel 19, your news crew do not know nothing about who can sing, because it's well known that the Channel 19 news crew are the ones that, let's check again, yes, induct people into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Yes, of course. So yeah, get for real. And by the way, slobbing wedlock. What does that mean? Anyway,
Toy Story freak.
I know Toy Story freak. What does that mean? Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You're giving me a buzz for the next light year. Okay, here we go. It goes on. There's still more. There's more. Because then this person says, fake news, New York fan at the Cavs. She jinxed Cavs. Then you folk report about a chair her bones was sitting in. How are her bones in the chair? That's disgusting. What's happening?
Oh, dude, Taylor Swift. That's the name of her next album, Bones?
Bones. Chairs, my bones were sitting in. Yes. And don't worry, they weren't done, because someone commented. I think they had the good sense to delete their comment, because like me, they're like, listen, there's no point getting involved. But they got involved, and that just raised the ire. I mean, we're going to go tenfold here. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. It's all on a run. Whatever, crack whack head. With the emoji, whatever that is, it's like spitting. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're throwing up.
No, they're talking their bleep.
They're talking there. Standing right on business. That's fine. Figure it out. Play with yourself until you do. And then the final comment here says, "You in Hong Kong?" They just said, "Who's they? What are we talking about?" Listen, I understand. And again, I understand if Taylor Swift isn't your thing, I completely understand that. I have no problem with that. Whatever, you're allowed to like whatever music you like. I have a daughter. She listens to Taylor Swift. It makes her happy. She's a fantastic human being. I understand, blue line and blue circle person, how you could be irritated with a person who could go on tour for about a year and then have the absolute gall to be the horrible kind of person that would give every single person that's involved with the tour in some way a total of $197 million in bonuses. I get it.
But
very easy to hate, right? I mean,
yeah, you in Hong Kong, they just said.
You in Hong Kong, they just said, crack whackhead.
They're going to start telling you good morning.
Flopping around out of wedlock, you Toy Story freak. Ew.
Is that a good morning, bro? Tomorrow you're about to get good morning, crack whackhead.
Crack whackhead. Yeah, I'd like that. Actually, hold on. Well, go ahead, man. You know what? You handle this for a couple minutes. I'm going to make some changes over here. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm concerned. I don't know what that could mean. With a minute left in the show, you're going to make changes to prime time on.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm a crack whack. See, look at
crack whackhead. Like, what's the difference? We're not going to get into what the difference between crackhead and a crack whack head.
No, we don't want to do that. No, that's what I think. That's when you play with it. That's the part where you
play with it until you figure it out. Like, what does that even mean?
I don't know. I honestly, I wish I knew. I don't know, Eli.
She said, "Can you pull that up one more time?" We haven't. I don't know we're running. Can you pull that? Oh, please pull it up one more time.
Yeah, which one? The whole thing? With the whole thing?
Yeah, right there. Fake news. New York fan at the Cavs. She jinxed Cavs, and you folk report about a chair her bones was sitting in.
The crack whack head. Whatever.
Get for real, Channel 19. Your news crew do not know nothing about who can sing.
They do not know nothing. Why are they inducting people into the Songwriters Hall of Fame? What is Channel 19 even doing? Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
Why are they responsible for all the news that I don't like, Eli?
Who cares? Disney need to drop her off around here slopping out of wedlock. Now she's Toy Story freak. All right, bring it back to us, Chad B. Bring it back to us.
Like your freak. Jeez.
That's Friday free for all. Chad B, we are pretty much up against it. We are in overtime or extra time, as they call it in soccer. World Cup post match coming up here with Omar Clausell of the morning show here on the Inside Edge Network. Double Anthony Alford, our program director and host of Midnight Run, coming up here as well. Yeah, we see him. That's where we're buying a little time. This is what they call in the industry, buying a little time. Yeah. Get that Keurig going.
Toy Story freak, get that coffee going. Come on.
Yeah, slobbing out of wedlock.
I'm gonna start using some of these insults, just random. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to yell at umpires over the next baseball game. Hey, you crack whackhead, you Toy Story freak. That was a strike. I can't wait.
You're gonna get ejected.
Probably. Well, then I can go play with it.
Do you figure it out?
It's fine.
Oh my God, Jimmy, do you have in 30 seconds? Do you have final thoughts for the end of the week?
No,
okay.
No, I don't. That was it. I'm done. I'm in Hong Kong. They said.
Okay. Well, Chad B and I are not going to Cancun or Hong Kong, like they said. We are going to be back with you Monday, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. here on Inside Edge Primetime. We have 4 daily shows, all ton. I'm feeling
all ton of stuff. Yes.
Weekly shows, daily shows, 4 of them right now, 5 of them starting Monday with Autumn Chisholm and the Daily Spiral. Of course, go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's going to do it for Chad Bryan and myself, Eli Moon. This has been Inside Edge Primetime. Chad Bryan will disappear in just a moment, but before he does, we're going to bring Omar Clausell and Anthony Alford, AA, into the mix here right after station identification. Chad, stick around for a minute. I need some reaction on the comments. We're gonna get into the World Cup game, USA, but station identification, we'll bring these guys on because listen here, nobody's gonna call you a crack whackhead while I'm around.
Not when I'm in Hong Kong.
Station identification, we'll bring the guys in right after this.
Do it.
Pretend that didn't happen. Let's absolutely pretend that just did not happen. Whatever we just heard, that's Friday. That was Friday. It's almost midnight, so we'll count it as close to midnight. Let's bring the guys in from the Inside Edge Network morning show, 9 to 11 a.m. here. Strong mornings. It's not weak mornings. It's strong mornings. It's Omar Clausell Jr. And, of course, the program director and the host of Midnight Run, weeknights, midnight to 1 a.m., Monday through Friday, our program director and bro, AA, Anthony Alford. All right, fellas, what before we get into the World Cup stuff, what was your favorite part of those comments? Was it the crack whackhead? Was it the...
You pull back up? Hey, let's pull back up.
Honestly, I love that you busted out the Sweeney Todd right before you went to break. You went to "Not When I'm Around."
Yeah. I mean, just here's the thing.
Demon Barber of Fleet Street in the house. Let's look out, man.
Nobody's calling me a crack whackhead while... Or you guys, I mean, God, just slobbing out of wedlock. Now she Toy Story freak.
We're not slobbing out of wedlock around here, you Toy Story freak.
All right, Chappie, bring it back to us. I am going to.
I think that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, obviously.
Chad B, you have done a phenomenal job all week. We appreciate you. The people appreciate you. You are their favorite co-host of Inside Edge Primetime, and now they have to deal with my ass with these guys for the next 30 minutes too. Actually, really longer than... Yeah, I know. Listen, we're not talking about the back end. All right, Chad Bryan from Inside Edge Primetime here. Catch him with me Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 p.m. You can catch him on a legal formation with TK Dandridge, 7 to 8 p.m. Chad Bryan, go lay down, go find a snack or something, and maybe we'll talk after. But I doubt you're up at 1 a.m. All right.
We'll see.
Chad Bryan, of course, the one and only. We cannot thank him enough. All right, that's Chad Bryan. He's out of here. All right, World Cup, guys.
I love when we do real quick. I love when we do the 4-box. It reminds me of Hollywood Squares so much.
Yeah.
You ever watch Hollywood Squares?
Oh, wait till we do the full 9-box, Omar. Wait till we do the full 9-box.
What's the penalty box? Where's the penalty box come into play there?
That's right.
It's off
All
to
right,
the side.
all right, go ahead, Eli.
All right. Double A Anthony Alford, again, program director and host of Midnight Run. You'll hear from him throughout the night till about 12:30. We're going to be a little earlier tonight because, look, man, we've had a long week and we're going to get a little sleep. We're going to get after it. Omar Clausel Jr. of the Inside Edge Network Morning Show, 9-11 a.m. here on Strong Mornings, Monday through Friday. And I'm Eli Moon. You've seen me. No need to introduce myself. My name is, all right, let's get into it. World Cup, USA against Paraguay tonight. And we heard from the World Cup Minute from our own Omar here, right in the middle of Double A and I, about day one and a great recap there, Omar. We're excited to hear more of the World Cup here across the Inside Edge Network. But I'll kick it to you guys first. USA against Paraguay. What were your thoughts? We'll hand it off to our soccer expert, Omar Clausel Jr.
Yeah, full time. Just wrapped up. 4-1. The USA pulling it off. Oh my gosh, you! I can't explain how excited I am. Just to see how well they performed. Honestly,
Okay.
Straight up. They surprised me. They came out strong like they needed to.
I don't know what Double A was running off to, but yeah.
I was trying to turn my fan. Did you see my microphone? Did you see me kick my microphone?
That was glorious.
I was trying to turn. It was going over the air. I have cords down here, and it's just. Damn. Okay, go ahead, Omar. My bad.
Oh no, you're good. One of my earlier shows, when I was running for the morning show, Ghost was like tripping up my camera, so like every time I had to like adjust it because he was just running through my crap.
Well, you know what? Double A was just in the spirit of kicking something because he was watching the soccer match. So you know, I
was. Apparently, I watched the greatest Team USA men's soccer performance. In group stage of all time. I don't know if I'm off base to saying that, but that's what I've been hearing from the streets, Omar.
Yeah, I mean, they've been touting it for a while. They've been a golden generation. If you've caught the HBO special that they put out, it's great. They cover basically when the U.S. didn't make that World Cup till now. And you get their story and the trials and tribulations, the journey from one coach to the other. Pochettino obviously got these guys playing well. If you watched some of the lead up to the match, they quoted your favorite line, Eli. Do you believe in miracles? Yes.
Yeah. That's. I mean,
hey, people, don't be coming up in these comments and being like, "Oh yeah, Al Michael said that." Eli Moon said that at North Royalton High School or North Olmsted, wherever.
I did. I sure did. 2 teams below 500.
Random Tuesday night basketball.
Oh, I don't want to hear from you.
Middle of January. Do you believe in miracles? Yes.
You literally scared the Barron Cup parents away the first season we did. You were listen, dude. Don't start with me tonight. I'm on Hinge. Don't start with me.
Listen. I had people calling me Gus Johnson of hockey at those Barron Cups. Okay.
All right.
I was getting after it.
My bad.
I didn't know any rules. I didn't know nothing. I disappointed Isaac every single time we did the broadcast, but I was holding it down. I delivered for those students.
I love it. I got a question though, because I did see obviously some of the game, but I was obviously also on air, so I was trying to keep an eye on it as much as I could. I did see that Paraguay, the first goal of the game or the match was, and I'm practicing Omar, the match, but the first goal was a own goal by Paraguay, and that's how we kicked off USA scoring. I know they finished with 4 goals, but how important do you believe in yes. How important was that own goal though, Omar? I mean, I know sometimes teams can bounce back from that. It's not a big deal, but do you think that kind of crushed Paraguay early?
Oh, instant demoralizer. They came out just scattered. After that, they looked like wandering sheep in a field. It was terrible. The U.S. is a really great team. Most of these guys play in Europe. Like I said, they're touted as the golden generation because they're great. Okay, they don't call it a golden generation for nothing, right? You didn't call your album Golden Child for no reason, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're damn
That's
right. You're damn right.
So, yeah, man, a lot of expectations. I mean, I tempered mine, but like a lot of other people, a lot of expectations. Obviously, these guys play in Europe. You're expecting these guys to play well. Pochettino is an amazing coach. You know, if they were struggling, you would have seen that early, and it covers it well in the HBO doc. They're a cohesive team. That's what you need. When you're going into a World Cup, it's unity. It's all about unity. It's not about you. It's not about me.
And I'm curious to follow up on that. Inside Hustle podcast, we know it's not Double A because he's here, unless that's what he's doing right now. Is he commenting in the YouTube? No, it's Kyle Cornell time, and then that was an awesome game. USA looked like just a better team from the jump. First full soccer game I've watched in years. I believe that we will win. And I got a question here for you, Omar, and I want your thoughts, Double A, just overall on the game. I know Omar's our expert, and I think we're both okay saying that. But
that's perfectly fine. I have questions more than analysis, other than, boy, we look really good out there.
Yeah. And you know, we talked a lot about Christian Pulisic, you know, right? The leader, it appears, of this team, but Balogun as well had a goal in this game, and he seems like he's the offensive firepower. Two of them, correct? Yeah, my apology. Yeah, two of them for Balogun. Seems like he's like I'm not trying to say, okay, there has to be a leader, because you mentioned this is the golden age. Like this is a new USA roster, but it seems like it's Balogun that might be the guy we need to pay attention to lead this team. Or is it Pulisic's team? I mean, who? If I'm an average soccer fan, if they're tuning in for the first time to get an idea of USA soccer, who is the guy on this team?
Well, I mean, Pulisic is the guy.
Okay.
He just hands down is the guy. Balogun is the up and comer, though, right? I mean, you saw it today. He proved it. This team is going to be amazing. Just strap yourselves in, guys. You're in for a ride. It's going to be great. We can only go up from here. The probability of making it to the round of 32, just coming out, if you win your first game, the odds of moving on to that next round just skyrocket, right? So
yeah,
we can kind of just take it easy, rest some of our guys if we need to. Pochettino will decide the squad, and I'll break it down for you the next time the U.S. play.
Right?
Maybe in our Inside Edge World Cup minute. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be exciting, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I do wonder, because Team USA got 3 points from winning tonight. I do have a question, though, about the hydration breaks, because those are new. And, of course, a lot of it was, with the weather. You imagine the temperatures here in Cleveland, where we're based out of. Imagine the temperatures across North America. And, the World Cup making the determination that every single matchup is going to have that hydration break. I am curious how the coaching staffs are adjusting. And I will say this, I believe we got a goal within 5 minutes of the first hydration break. I mean, that was huge for us, Omar.
Yeah. It can completely flip a game. It completely change your strategy. You can get the coach out there. You can get him interactive. You can have him pump up the players if you need him to. You can get him out there, obviously, to talk strategy, change your formation, anything like that. It's only an advantage. So every time you have those breaks, it's almost like another half, almost, where you can kind of get with your players, get insight. And I honestly, it's a welcome change. It kind of gives the players another refresh. They're not out there exhausted. I think it makes the play better.
I think that hydration break, Eli, is here to stay. I'm going to be honest.
But I'm going to say one thing. I like the hydration break. I don't like that they can coach during the breaks. I don't like that. Isn't that what you're like?
What do they do in the NBA?
They call it timeout, but those are timeouts you have to use. I guess, are the hydration breaks technically timeouts, for both teams, essentially? Is that what we're viewing it as?
basically.
Okay,
Their
then I'm okay
timeouts
with that.
for Fox to get their spots in.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
then I'm okay
why,
with it.
Hey, you could thank this tournament, and you could thank the TV networks and Fox in particular. Hey, that's more ads we could stuff in, and
Yeah,
I would not be surprised.
Uncharted territory.
Mhm.
Uncharted territory.
Yep.
And you got to think this game has been happening for as long as TV's been around. So
Forever. Seemingly.
Yeah, I was just curious. Like I said, if it's viewed, obviously casual soccer guy here, so I just if they don't get timeouts, and I'm okay with the coaches stuff during the hydration breaks. But if it's like extra on top of everything, I think they should just have to hydrate and kind of do their thing and go back in. That's. But I guess you view it like I'm an MMA guy, so during the rounds you get hydrated, you do your thing, they ice you, they put the ice brick and get you all together and stuff. So if that's
what do
the
they
case,
have in their corner? A coach.
yeah, then I'm okay with it then. I was just curious on like the explanation of like why, is it viewed as a timeout? So okay, no, I appreciate the clarification there. And then I guess my follow-up question to that now is okay, and it's not necessarily about hydration breaks, my follow-up about this game, because 4-1 is kind of a butt whooping. And I know Paraguay wasn't necessarily one of the standouts per se. I mean, when Omar went over the other day, or yesterday really, about the favorites and discussed that, Paraguay wasn't really on that list. So I'm curious, Omar, now at this point, we talked about USA, set the expectations as just getting to the knockout round. If you can get to the Sweet 16 or round of 16, awesome. But has your opinion changed on how far this USA team can go based off tonight, or are you going to have to see more?
I'm going to have to see more.
Okay.
Like I said, they need to get out of the group stage, and then we'll see, right? They haven't been able to do that previously. This team looks like strong, just like Mexico did. Mexico came out hot. The opposition wasn't there. You're going to have tougher opposition in this group, so we'll see.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, like how they match up against the rest of the field, how they if they get a matchup against one of these legends we've talked about in the field, Ronaldo, Messi, some of these other Mbappe out of France, their group. So they have to play their group. They have to play Turkey, Australia, and then Paraguay. Yeah, we just played Paraguay, so we have to play Turkey and Australia. Yeah, I'm just curious when it comes to the knockout round, who they would match up against and how they look against one of these juggernauts. Like, because that's the big discussion. Is Argentina, are they going to go back to back? Because I believe Argentina won it the last World Cup with Messi, if I'm not mistaken, correct? So, So I'm just curious how they look at, I like to look ahead because, I want to see how they match up against these other guys. Like, yes, Paraguay, they came out and they put their uniforms on and they tried, but how do they look up against Messi and Ronaldo? How do they look against Mbappe and all these other stars? And I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to find out. We haven't even seen those teams play yet.
True, but I just feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this USA team, granted, tonight they show that they're a little surprising. Like, okay, this is a new era, but nobody was really talking about any of the stars, or maybe Pulisic for a minute, but not as opposed to Ronaldo and Messi and Mbappe, and that's about as far as
U.S. soccer, we've been touting Balogun for a while.
Yeah.
Since he declared his eligibility to be an American soccer player. He had an option to go somewhere else. He didn't. He chose us for a reason.
I'll tell you what, though, they're going to be household names. To have that take place in Los Angeles, in front of Pat McAfee and all those celebrities that paid a whole life savings to be there tonight. These guys are going to become household names. I guess, for me, just watching this from start to finish, I was told, like, temper my expectations, and then they go out there and they whoop ass. So I don't even know if I can do that on a Friday night. I guess
go nuts, man.
I know
that's what this is all about. It's the fever. You kind of catch the fever.
I get it, and I'm going to enjoy the journey. I'm not going to come on these airwaves and be like, well, what happens if I'm not going to do that tonight? This is not the night to do that. I guess for me, Omar, if you can put it into, I don't know, either March Madness terms or NFL terms or NBA, you can pick a sport, pick Big Four sport here.
Well,
in the
48
States.
teams.
How
So
would this matchup translate if you were explaining to an NFL person what just happened?
right. So an NFL person, this is like, think of it like an extended wild card where you play multiple times. The best players with the most points, goal differential, you move on, right? The bottom team, or maybe even some cases 2 teams, sometimes out of a group 3 teams will make it up. It just depends. So you never know.
Yeah, I guess what I was trying to get at there too was just like, okay, this is a 40, and I got a question about the expanded tournament field in just a second. But before it was 32 teams, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the 32 teams, in the NFL, there's 32 teams, right? So one of the groups has to have like the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Sorry to do this, but it's the only fair example I can use. And
All right.
then I guess in that term, like, how would you describe if you were comparing an NFL team? Obviously, we're not, Team USA would not be looked at as the, Seattle Seahawks or the Oklahoma City Thunder or something like that. But I guess if I'm an NFL, like, how would I assess where Team USA could be expectations-wise coming in, and could they make, like, you see, I don't know if I'm explaining the question well.
So it's like win probability, right?
Yeah.
Sure. So if we're talking the top teams in this cup, it's going to be France. Who's their star? Eli?
Mbappe, bro, and I'm telling you, that's
say it the way.
You guys called me after an hour prime time. That's about the best
come
you're gonna get
on,
tonight, pal.
Mbappe.
But yeah, you got me tonight. But I just, and not to take it away from them, but that's why I brought it up. Not to be a Debbie Downer. I think it's amazing they won tonight, and I think they can make some noise. Look, man, the casual soccer fan of me.
They're in the top 10.
Yeah, and the casual soccer fan of me just wants to see how they match up against the superstars. And I get we have some superstars on our team, it appears now, and they put the world on notice. But how do they match up against the guys that have done it before? Messi's won. Ronaldo's got a storied career. Mbappe is about as good as you're going to get. But he has put some effort in as well and elevated France to that point now. So I'm just curious. I just want us to kind of kick ass in the group stage and get to where it's winner take all. Somebody's got to go home. You don't get to play another game the next day or day after. And forgive me, that's just the casual soccer fan in me that wants to just get to the good stuff. You have an appetizer, you eat some mozzarella sticks, you're having like the good stuff, you got the fried pickles, you're eating all this good stuff. Yeah. And these are great. I love fried pickles. Like, okay, you dip it in like the bloomin' onion sauce. Like, okay, you're getting after it. But I want a steak, man. Bring me the steak. Yeah. I want to see how they match up when it's the main entree, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're going to be waiting for a minute.
Yeah, you are. A couple things I do want to address, though, too, with everything going on. Of course, all these stadiums here, at least in the United States and across the World Cup, you got to use natural grass. They had to swap out the turf. I know that was a big conversation, especially in New York, because, New York, they got to have everything their way. They're like Burger King. Everything has to be their way.
Or their fans will fight you.
Fans will fight you. More on that coming up in the future. Hey, lesson to New York Knicks fans. Don't be beating up on minors and punching them into comas. All right, back to the soccer.
Yeah.
So it looks like the next matchup for Team USA against Australia is going to be Friday.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a stupid question. This is a stupid. No,
well, then don't ask it.
Well, it needs to be asked just because you have people who are like, oh, why do we got to switch out, the turf for natural grass? Why was that a requirement for the teams that are hosting in the World Cup?
I mean, it's important because, the players are used to it, right? natural grass. I mean, it's just a whole different game, honestly. In Cleveland, we have a team that plays on indoor. We have an indoor soccer team. It's a whole different. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Besides-
Forest City, double A. I learned that. Sorry, you did not know that possibly, but I did because I watched the morning show. I produced a morning show, so I got to see Forest City, buddy. And now I know that we have an indoor soccer team here. Okay, and I should feel ashamed of myself a little bit because my sister played soccer like her whole life, pretty much up to like late teens. And like I went to like all the soccer games, so like I like kind of learned soccer, and I started. I somewhere my sister's probably ashamed of me tonight, just that I'm over here like. Well, as long as everybody had fun, just let's get to the knockout round. And yeah, I think it's interesting. All jokes aside, I mean, a big win for USA in the opener, and that's good momentum. You know, it could have been the other way around if they would have lost this game to Paraguay. It could have been doomsday early out the gate. So,
Forest City's actually going to be our MLS kind of next, if you will. Cleveland Crunch is our indoor.
yeah, the crunch, the crunch. Yeah, the
Yeah,
crunch.
Everybody forgets about the Crunch.
Yeah, our own Kevin Arnold, the voice of the Cleveland Crunch, LPV
right.
Productions.
Yes.
They do the games and stuff, so they do a great job with those games. I mean, look, listen. The cool thing about the World Cup period, I shared with you guys. Anybody who's just joined in, I'll share it here. I remember a decade ago, I used to work. Spent summers at Cedar Point working, and I believe it was 2014. We had 2 TVs in our employee cafeteria. And in 2014, that summer, the World Cup started. And again, a good chunk of my coworkers were international coworkers that came to America to work for the summer. And you could not grab a seat in the employee cafeteria because the World Cup was going that hard. And it's so fun to see, obviously here in America, us come together, but really some of those other countries who eat, sleep, and breathe and other things of soccer, like that's fun to see and to go crazy over everything, every move, every shot attempt, it's nuts. And I have to think too, just random things I think about just during soccer matches, guys. In that first, the first 45 minutes, our goalie really didn't have to do much of anything. Like I'm just sitting there. Imagine standing there for most of the contest, and you don't have to do a thing, but you still have to be on high alert. Like you can't just. If I was out there, I would be daydreaming. I would, I'm chilling, just whatever. If I had my cell phone, I'd be scrolling, whatever, and then boom, you give up a goal. Like that's crazy. You got to maintain that level of focus.
You never know what's going to happen. There's going to be a few underdogs in this cup. I mean, they expanded it. You never know what's going to happen. You're getting a lot of teams that haven't been in the World Cup in a long time, so they're probably going to be amped up. It's going to be interesting, man. It really is. It honestly, like you're going to see a lot of teams give so much heart, especially in these group stages. You're going to see them play hard simply because it's so important to win that first game to advance. If you do not win that first game, it is almost statistically impossible to advance to that next stage. So they're giving it all. The fans are going to give it all. It's like church. It's like religion to these people, and you don't understand like how important it is for these people and for these teams to win these games. So the group stages it's going to be like knockout soccer, honestly, without it being like knockout soccer, because I don't know if you guys saw some of the VAR and kind of like how it was implemented with some of the challenges and how you could reverse a challenge. And we actually saw that in the match, but like, we'll get to that later. But like, it's insane to me, like how cool this cup is. There's nothing like it, honestly. And I'm excited for it. I like all the changes. I'm having fun.
I do
Awesome.
want to react to. I think that's huge. Let's take a break here real quick. So I do want to react to that because we did see that in the contest here today and some of the changes. And I do want to also get Omar's thoughts on the expanded field, going from 32 to 48. But listen, on this night, I mean, you could not have a better start to a World Cup than what happened here tonight. Team USA a winner, 4-1. They are off and running. They lead the group at this point right now, and it's just exciting times. And we'll dive a little bit more into that as our coverage of Team USA men's soccer continues here in just a moment. We're going all the way. We believe that we can win. We believe that we can win. We're going all the way, folks. We'll be right back.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Moser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Moser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MoserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MoserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
I promise that competition is not a bad thing. Shedeur Sanders has some comments that about all the way we look at things as, you guys look at this competition. We look at things as being better teammates. The better teammate part is fine, but we got to stop looking at competition as a bad thing. We all thrive. We all need competition in our lives. So I got a little fired up over that. Plus, I might have been fired up because I ate terribly yesterday. Instead of cooking real dinner, I had junk food. So I lost in competition with myself. But you know who will not lose in competition? Team USA. All props to Team USA as they compete tonight in the World Cup. Hopefully they get a W. We'll talk about it coming up later tonight on Midnight Run, special post-game coverage, and a time-traveling edition of Midnight Conversations. Hope you tune in later on tonight.
Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. myself, Eli, Omar, we are here. We are reacting to Team USA whooping ass, 4-1 winner in the World Cup. A few things I wanted to bring up to Omar. I was just going over observations during the break on social media. Oh, by the way, make sure you like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net. Like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all of our socials. We got live programming all 7 days. We're based here in Cleveland, but we cover everything: sports, entertainment, mental health, news, a ton of things here on the Inside Edge Network and our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Omar, one observation I was thinking about doing the Open, but I went through social media and kind of reinforced that point. I want to get your thoughts. Team USA today, they just looked not just faster, but they looked more athletic. I mean, did you observe that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they were running circles, like literally. Paraguay was just like they looked completely lost. Once you concede a goal like that, it's kind of really hard to like overcome. You can mentally try and block that out, but like you just gave up a goal. Like it's really hard to transition and like succeed when you're literally going against your own goal differential. You're trying to get goals, not score them on yourself. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of to be expected. Our group is fairly weak comparatively. I mean, but you cannot discount the passion of these players. You don't get to a World Cup every day. You really don't. Every 4 years, you can be selected. I mean, there's always new players coming up constantly that want to represent the nation and want to wear the crest and get those caps. And it's important on your legacy. Yeah, legacy. We're talking. You want to talk legacy? You want to talk
legacy?
You want to talk the best players in the world, like Messi and Ronaldo?
Yep.
They're about to star in their sixth World Cup. Okay, 6 appearances. These happen every 4 years, man. That's a long ass time.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Teenagers, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and it's interesting to follow, all the stars and see kind of these teams come together and just play pretty high level soccer across these different games and different locations. You talked about the VAR before we went to break. Go a little bit deeper into that here since we have a little bit extra time.
Yeah, so it only helps officiating. You want to get the call right in any situation. So yeah, earlier in the match, like I believe there was like a few calls that like just weren't correct that they had to overturn. There was an instance of flagrant diving. We're not having that either. So all that soft crap that players used to do previously is gone.
Hold up. Are you saying no flopping in soccer?
No flopping, dude.
No flopping in World Cup soccer?
LeBron could not exist.
I heard the announcers talk about like, oh yeah, we don't do that soft, this, that. I'm like, oh my goodness. Nuh-uh. There will be no James Harden, no SGA in the World Cup. Not today.
Yeah, so the old I mean, everybody in high school, like the stigma against soccer. Oh, people who play soccer are soft. No, nobody. Have you ever played soccer? Have you ever actually gone out and like tried to go play with 11 on 11? Like it is hard as all crap. Your cardio has to be great. You're taking bumps constantly. There's no the padding is the grass, man. That's it.
And you're just running straight up and down. We had the
you're going up for headers
early in the matchup. The two, what was it? Headbutts.
Yep.
Dude, that was nuts.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Absolutely crazy, man. Like it's rough. It's rough. Like I couldn't do it. I have a bad back. I can't do it. But it requires a lot of stamina. You have to be mentally tough. You have to be physically tough. It's exciting, man.
Eli, I wonder because here in the States, or just with our American football and a lot of our sports, we train strategy and things like that, but you do also have to train conditioning, and a lot of coaches across every level. Oh, we could train and go over strategy and stuff, but when you're dog blank tired, can you still execute plays? Can you still get to the right spots? And I know we're not nearly up to speed on soccer as Omar, which is why he's on this show. But Eli, just observing the World Cup, you got to be in tip-top shape, especially later on. And these guys, I mean, I know they have the hydration break now, which is going to be a big storyline in this World Cup. But for the most part, they're used to going 45 minutes straight without a break.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I mean, I wrestled, so I mean, I'm no stranger to cardio. It's just really about dedication to your craft. I mean, if you're not taking it seriously, then you don't belong in where you're at. That's how I would leave it at, because again, we spent so much time in wrestling camps, and just to compare it, training and all that stuff, running, I mean, for 30, 45 minutes just straight, just doing different cardio type things. So, I mean, yeah, this is what the guys have had time to prepare for this. I mean, they've done other matches and things like that to get ready, and they're no slouches. So, yeah, they have to be ready to do that. That's part of the game, Double A. It's just like you wouldn't put, a basketball player out there if they couldn't shoot the ball, right? That's a main part of the game. Main part of the game for soccer is running around and being in the right spots, like you said, and being able to put yourself in position. So if these guys aren't trained, and the hydration breaks definitely help, but yeah, these guys are top level athletes. They're putting themselves in position to be cardio ready. But yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely a lot of running around. But yeah, that's where I would compare it to is wrestling. I did a lot of cardio with that, and I think it's just mentally preparing yourself before the game, doing a lot of, or the match, doing a lot of whatever, treadmill, doing laps around the field, whatever you need to do, just finding a way to pace yourself. And I think that's a big thing too, is just pacing yourself. You don't have to go blow your entire cardio load in a way, right? In the first 5-10 minutes, I have to understand that you're going to be playing a full half and things like that. But the hydration break definitely does help.
Omar, do you think do you think the players, because I know we could all say like, oh, this is going to help the players, that kind of thing. But I wonder if some of the players are going to have pushback against the hydration break. I'm not saying like you don't need it. I mean, you're talking heat, obviously, but you do have some of those who, players who are like old school, like, no, this ain't the way the game should be played and things like that. And I mean, it's different. I mean, getting that hydration break in there each and every single half for games, it's a different mentality instead of just going 45 minutes plus extra time. You think there's going to be, from the players, a little extra pushback, or am I completely like, what the hell are you talking about?
I mean, maybe you'll probably get a couple old heads, or maybe I doubt it though. Even if they do complain, nothing's really going to change. They're going to keep it this way. They're not going to change any of the rules unless it was like something like drastic. But I doubt they're going to change anything at this point.
Omar, your thoughts on the expanded field? It was at 32 for a while. It was 32, and now this year, 48 teams. I mean, we talk about this across other sports that have expanded their tournament fields for whatever reason. Is 48 a good number for the Men's World Cup?
I don't know if it's a good number. Like I said, we have to see it play out. The teams are all playing an extra game, so it's good that they're having the hydration breaks. It might help with fatigue. Who knows? Again, it's all like trial and error with this. We're all in uncharted territory, so we're kind of just figuring it all out together. And you know what? It's kind of fun. It's really fun, actually. I'm with this.
I mean, you're going to have, again, with 48 teams, a ton of matches. I think in total, I saw like 103 or 104 World Cup matches in total. With, hey, more soccer, the better. And unlike in 2022, at least it's in the middle of the summer when there's really nothing else, going on other than baseball here. So that's going to be fun. All right, let's take a break. One final break here on this post-game show. When we come back, we're going to get Omar's thoughts on Team USA's next matchup against Australia. That takes place on Friday afternoon, and also a full day of action coming up tomorrow. Omar will provide a preview of that. Plus, Eli and I both prepared questions from soccer dummies, such as extra time. What's the meaning of that? Omar and I were texting over, during the match about extra time. The yellow card, red card, and other things, other questions from dummies like me. We'll have that for you coming up on the other side. One final segment again. Full one-stream programming here on the Inside Edge Network. But we will conclude our Team USA men's soccer FIFA World Cup coverage on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order W Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. W Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. What's up, guys? Awesome show on Unfiltered today. Talked about a lot, including a great interview. Get a chance to watch it when you do with Chagrin Falls Athletic Director Charlie Barch talking about pay to participate and just how important it really is. Hey, for the show on Monday, Cuyahoga County, some zoning plans for more housing, trying to make it easier. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about a clever new way Cleveland Fire is actually getting involved in alerting drivers before they even get to you when you hear those sirens. And another amusement park rescue is needed from the Six Flags family of amusement parks. All that and more coming up 5 p.m. on your Monday. And a special guest, a music legend, joining the show Monday here on Unfiltered on the Inside Edge Network. I'll see you at 5 o'clock on Monday.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Papa Moon, your host of Real Talk with Papa Moon on the Inside Edge Network. We just had a real good sit-down with my buddy, a good friend, we consider him a family. He told his story, but he's got to run now, so tell him when you're running.
Well, I got to run because I got to get going. I got a show tonight at the Grog Shop in Cleveland Heights off Euclid Heights Boulevard, and releasing an EP this evening. Will be available on Untitled. If you're not doing anything and you're out in the area, come by and check it out. And it's going to be a great show. And Eli Moon and Papa Moon will be there. So if you guys want to come out and talk to them too, come out and be a part of this community event.
So join us at 5 o'clock on the Inside Edge Network when I talk to Cliche. Love you guys.
And we thank you for your support of the Inside Edge Network. And don't miss my show, Midnight Run, right here on the Inside Edge Network. You won't miss a single episode when you like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net. All right, welcome back. Welcome back to our coverage. Team USA, a big win to kick off the World Cup. Myself, Omar, and Eli. My name's AA Anthony Alfred. I'm sorry. I don't know if this happens to you guys. We all do shows here on the Inside Edge Network. In fact, my show coming up in 10 minutes, Midnight Run. But I don't know if when you see yourself doing the promo, I don't know, like I felt like I had to start talking. And I almost had a jump scare. It kind of threw me off.
Yeah, Duffy happens from time to time. Just got to prepare yourself, pal. Just got to prepare yourself.
I know. It's just, you do this for a minute. It's just like, oh, all right. Oh, that's just my promo.
For sure.
All right, but Team USA, man, they're off and running. We're going to talk about their next matchup against Australia in just a little bit. But Omar, a full day of action tomorrow. The floor is yours. You want to get into the matchups for tomorrow?
For tomorrow, yeah. 1 second. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be really interesting. So you're going to be able to see all of Group C, and you'll get the tail end of Group B. So if you're not hip, Group B was Canada and Bosnia Herzegovina. They both drew level, meaning they get 1 point. Kind of boring, right?
I didn't know that. That's news to me. Hold up. How did they get 1 point again?
They tied.
Oh, tie. So
Yeah.
So a W is 3 wins. A tie is 1 win.
Yep.
And then you lose, you get 0.
0 and negative goal differential.
What?
So
That too?
yeah. So it's goal differential is important. It clarifies who can potentially move up and who doesn't, right? So if teams are tied with points, so let's say you won a game, right? But you only scored 1 goal and somebody else played and they scored 5 in one game, you can miss out simply because you didn't score. So you need to score. Number 1 in this tournament, you need to be able to score and you need to be able to not give up goals.
Makes sense.
You got to run it up on these guys.
So, I mean, it's simple as that. So yeah, Group B, and then Group C is going to be really fun in the sense of you'll get to see another super team, right? Brazil and Morocco. It's going to be a really exciting, even match. Brazil is a World Cup staple. You'll see Neymar. I mean, Morocco is a really strong team too. Do not discount them. They are a potential dark horse in this. Excellent squad. It's going to be electric. You also have Haiti and Scotland in Group C. So Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland, they will all play each other eventually. But for tomorrow, you'll have Brazil, Morocco at 6, Haiti, Scotland at 9, and then that other Group B match at 3 p.m. Is Qatar and Switzerland.
Whew.
So some matchups, some teams that haven't made an appearance or haven't been here in a while showing up. Obviously, Haiti, kind of like a smaller country, right? You don't really think of the Haitians coming out and making a run for it. Scotland making their first appearance in a while. Really important for that. They missed a couple generations of soccer.
That's crazy. Because what we ran on Midnight Run, I think it was Midnight Run. We showed Eli. You remember we showed?
Oh yeah.
How long? Or no, it was Main Event. We showed how long Team USA missed out on the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
Generations.
Yeah.
I don't want to take this for granted. The expectation is that we're in this thing all the time. But Omar, that time can fly by just like that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it's when you think of it, you have to completely rebuild your soccer program when that happens. You have to blow it all up. You're talking new presidents, everybody else is you have to completely redo your program. Almost the Browns, for instance.
I mean, we see it with Team USA basketball. Team USA basketball comes in 3rd place in 2004, and it's our Olympic program is garbage. We got to start from scratch, which they did.
Yeah, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes it just doesn't. And it's good to have Scotland back. Like I said, Qatar, Switzerland, 3 p.m., Brazil, Morocco, 6, and Haiti, Scotland, all on Fox. So some
Morocco.
of the games are on Tubi too. So you never know.
And I think tonight's game was that too. Morocco, man, that sounds like a boxer. I know it's a country, but that sounds like a boxer you see on HBO. Like, oh, Morocco, we're gonna get after it.
So that's the game you really want to watch out for tomorrow.
Eli, do not place your bets on Morocco tomorrow.
No, I'm staying away from World Cup betting. I ain't doing it.
You're not? It'll be fun. It's come on, Omar. Who should win the Brazil match? It should be Brazil, right?
What's that?
Brazil should beat Morocco, right?
That's going to be a more even contest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get me to bet my money. Lose my money. I see how it is.
No,
that's all right.
No,
I mean, yeah, Brazil's the favorite, obviously, but yeah, that's going to be a tight one.
I will stick to my MLB slate of games that I will put in tomorrow, as it's Saturday, and the games I believe start at 1:00. But I will definitely watch the World Cup. I will not bet on the World Cup. There's some things I've learned in life. You don't bet on sports that you don't know. And I am as casual as a soccer fan as it comes. So even breaking down the favorites and all, I am gonna stay away from that. So, but it'll be fun
all the time, though.
Yeah, I definitely understand tennis a lot more than soccer, bud.
Really?
Yes, 1000%. 1000%.
So I need to talk. I need to come to you. Well, I'm going to go to Kyle first because he's our
go to Kyle first.
Yeah, go to Kyle.
But if you want to win some money on tennis, you come see me. Made about a band ran it up all of these parlays. All right,
hey, Omar, we about to have Eli break down Wimbledon betting odds.
Honestly,
I'm not saying
we should do some tennis coverage. Goddamn,
I'm not saying I'm the expert. But if we're talking about soccer and tennis, I definitely understand tennis a lot more. That's what I would say.
Hey, listen, I know we're busy and stuff like that, but I would not. I mean, Kyle would be leading it, but I would not turn it down.
I love tennis.
Tennis is the one sport that I wish I had more access to tennis growing up. I really do. There's a part of me that feels like I'm a little bit too late I should say too late in learning it. I don't know. The times I have played, I've very much enjoyed it. One thing we will not do is pickleball coverage. That will not happen. We will not be doing, you have my word, we will not, unless they pay us, we will not be doing pickleball coverage unless they pay us. If you're a pickleball organization out there, you want support, we got you. But other than that, we will not be covering pickleball.
Sounds good.
All right, real quick, we got a minute. We'll run over by a couple minutes. It's fine. Team USA, their next matchup is against Australia on Friday. Omar, what are you looking for in that matchup?
I'm looking for the U.S. men's national team to score goals. Score goals, get points. Do not give up any more goals that you don't have to, right? Simple as that.
I think the big thing, I wonder if it's just the expectation of you have this wave of momentum, and you brought up something earlier in the show, and it was even through the Soccer Eyes on social media, you brought up earlier the amount of players on this team that have played in Europe, that is playing in Europe. And little things like that is huge. I think I saw, 17 players on this team played in Europe. 9 were in the starting lineup.
Yep.
So to get that elite level competition all year round, that's huge. And I know
it's rare. It hasn't been seen here in the U.S. We haven't had a team here. I mean, Landon Donovan was great, but we haven't had a complete team with players that are playing at high competition like this, maybe ever. there's a reason why they're the golden generation, right? But like, just because they play at the top level doesn't mean, some of these teams could like completely upset. Yeah, I mean, you could see. I wouldn't doubt you seeing team just completely come out of nowhere, and I mean, you saw South Korea last night play, and I mean, they're not expected. I mean, there are some expectations in South Korea for this team to do well. They have made appearances in past the group stages. I mean, but like, I wouldn't be surprised to see them completely come out of nowhere and upset a team.
I love it. I love everything I'm hearing. Omar, final thoughts on tonight's victory. Team USA, 3 points in Group B, getting the job done here tonight. Final thoughts, buddy.
Strong showing. It'll be interesting to see where they go next with Christian Pulisic coming out during halftime. Getting subbed out. So it'll be interesting to see within the next coming days kind of what the strategy is going in for Australia, who's going to start, and it'll be fun to watch all the other games as well.
It's going to be very, very, very exciting. Cannot wait for that. Well, folks, that will conclude our Team USA FIFA World Cup coverage. But, folks, do not go anywhere. We got my show, Midnight Run, coming up on the other side of this break. We have a special Midnight Conversations with these guys. They're probably both over there or both over there. I don't even know. But, yeah, they're there. But we got a special Midnight Conversations coming up in just a little bit. We're going all in on time travel. I've been waiting to do a time travel conversation for months, for years, honestly. And we finally get to do it coming up in a little bit. But up next on Midnight Run, Rich Paul joined Pat McAfee, has some interesting thoughts about LeBron James and what he's looking for. So from a lifestyle standpoint, what can we offer LeBron James and his family in order for him to potentially return here in Cleveland? We'll talk about all of that and more coming up on the other side of this break. You are watching the Inside Edge Network, powered by us, I guess. Powered by you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, join us, like, subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all of your social media platforms and InsideEdgeNetwork.com. My show, The Unhinged Hour. Some may call it the crack show of this network. Midnight Run comes your way next.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's Fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And welcome, everybody. It is 12:06. Welcome to our Friday night edition of Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. It is great to have you along here with you until 1. We got a fun show for you. I was laughing right before we came on because Barstool Sports just posted like the worst streaker in the history of sports. This guy, we can't show the video because we're going to get kicked off the air if we show the video. But this guy is on the top of the stadium stairs. The security and the cops, they're standing there, they're waiting for him. They're waiting for this dude. And then he jumps off and then they swarm him. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? At least the guy who interrupted the finals game, at least he got a picture of Wemby's chest. Okay, I don't even know how you go about that. I have no idea how you go about that. But, yeah, it gets the job done. He handled business there. One other public service announcement, folks, and then we'll get to LeBron, or we'll get to Rich Paul with Pat McAfee and talking about LeBron and his future. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you're doing laundry, do not, under any circumstances, I use, you know, obviously you have your, 3-in-1 pods and stuff, but I use like a scent booster too, you know, and a scent booster, you can kind of pour like dots and stuff like that. Folks, don't leave it in your car. Okay. If you leave it in your car, it's going to freeze. It's going to stick together. So I had to bring it back inside, and at least it broke apart and stuff. But, man, just absolute craziness going on with that, you know. So don't do that. That's a mistake. All right, we got Midnight Conversations coming up in just a little bit. Again, glad you're with us here on this Friday night here on Midnight Run. Again, we're here with you Monday through Friday at midnight right here on the Inside Edge Network at Inside Edge Net. So that's a lot of fun and stuff like that. We have a great time. We try to be as unhinged as possible. Again, like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net and go to our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Now, we have big news. And let's just be clear. NBA free agency is going to be absolutely crazy, absolutely nuts. Eli and I, we had a good, I think, hour-long phone conversation earlier today about, certain network business stuff, but a lot of it had to deal with, NBA free agency. And some of that will be unpacked throughout the next week of programming here on the network with Primetime and with Midnight Run. But this piece of audio from Rich Paul was pretty interesting. He was on earlier today with Pat McAfee, and man, he went at he didn't go after it in terms of, I don't know. He didn't go after it in terms of oh, it's going to be bad, or, he actually gave real interesting insight when it comes to, being a celebrity or being a top tier player. And a lot of that has to do with, okay, you're 41 years old, talking about LeBron James, 41 years old. You're trying to figure out what you can do. And it's not, when you get to this stage of your career, it's not just your decision, right? Like, for example, I'm 34 years old. I'm not married or anything like that. Yes, I have a full team and whatnot, but if I wanted to just up and leave and go somewhere else, if financially I'm able to do it, I could just up and leave. Can't do that with a full-fledged family. You can't do that when you've been exposed to a different lifestyle. And again, this is a LeBron James that has lived in Miami and currently lives in Los Angeles. There's a certain lifestyle that his family that is what they're going for with this. So Rich Paul talked about this with Pat McAfee. They got into a ton of stuff here. Let's play it for you now, courtesy of ESPN and the Pat McAfee Show. Take a look.
Things are kind of just going into the world right now. From your standpoint, what's a realistic conversation about LeBron James, the 41-year-old man who's entering year 55 potentially, or retiring to a golf course?
Here's what I'll say to you, Pat. Believe nothing that's out there, because I haven't had one conversation with him. At the end of the season, I made it clear that I would respect he and the family, because this is going to be a family decision for him. This is not, look, I went on to build a business that will do great long after LeBron retires, and so I'm not dependent of that at all. And Maverick has done the same thing. He's done a tremendous amount for everyone he's ever encountered with, ex-teammates, coaches, executives, etc. I don't think there's a player that has done more for not just the game, but people in the game that has benefited throughout his 23 years. And so whatever decision he decides to make, that is his decision. He doesn't need to make a decision for anybody but himself in this regard. And so, but there's been no conversation. I have not had one conversation with him. We played a couple rounds of golf. I don't mention it. When he comes to me and wants to sit down, I am more than prepared for every scenario that there could be. But when you think about numbers that's being thrown out, what we're asking about and all these things, that's all false. We haven't had one conversation with anybody about anything. And so I'll continue to give him his time. And when he's ready to talk with us, Pat, I can tell you this. I tell you guys this. There has been incoming calls from every team with the excitement of possibly him playing for them. And so at 41 years of age, going on 42, I think that's something to be extremely proud about. And, just it's one of those things where it's like, wow, even at 42, I'm still wanted. That's admirable.
You had to put a number on that, and obviously you rep him as well, so the higher the number would be better for your leverage, but everybody understands everything. Would you say 5 to 10 teams have called him, or like the teams that could potentially get him? Would you be able to put a number on that? Like the Pacers called, obviously.
Yeah, I would say, without naming names, I would say, yeah, about 10 to 12.
5, 10.
Okay, all right, we appreciate that number.
Had to unmute myself. Sometimes that happens where it's nobody's fault but, the system. But that was courtesy of the mothership, the ESPN, the network that's about to pay Pat McAfee $60 million to do a television show. Craziness. Good for Pat and his team. That was courtesy of ESPN and the Pat McAfee Show. A few nuggets. Obviously, from Rich Paul, every team has at least contacted him in terms of seeing how things look, right? And then I believe at the end there, he mentioned that 10 to 12 teams have seriously inquired, have seriously looked into LeBron James and his services. But as we talk about this, and this will not be the first or this will not be the last, I should say, conversation about LeBron James and his free agency future. It just won't be. What you have to determine, what LeBron's going to have to determine, and his family, they're going to have to determine, number one, does LeBron, do they still want LeBron to play basketball? It seems like the answer is yes. I mean, it's just, I have a heart. I'm not going to put it at 0% that LeBron goes through all of this and then says, screw it, I'm going to retire. I find that very hard to believe. But yeah, LeBron's playing basketball somewhere next year. Now, the key is going to be a few things. Does he want to play for a championship contender? Does he want to stay put in Los Angeles? Does he want to play with his brothers at Golden State? I mean, I think the rumors of him joining Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler, I think that's real. I think that's real. But it depends on what LeBron wants to do. But it also depends on what his family wants to do. And for this, I actually think the conversation that Omar and Eli had this morning on the Inside Edge morning show is actually very valid in this particular conversation. It's a lifestyle type of situation. LeBron James just moving back to, where was he at before? Fairlawn, Ohio. And this is not a shot at Fairlawn. I have friends who live there. I have partied there. It's a great time. There's no shade at that community whatsoever. I actually had a Tinder date out there once. Again, no shade on that community. LeBron's family, they don't want to go there. You know, they were just in Miami. They were just in, they're in Los Angeles right now. They want a certain type of lifestyle. And, LeBron making comments about winters in Cleveland and, and basically hating on Memphis and basically calling for the NBA to move the Grizzlies to Nashville. Boy, that was something. You got to be public enemy number one in Memphis. But I think talk like that is real. Let me bring in Omar. He is with us here. Omar from the morning show. You had this conversation this morning about Cleveland scene had the top 25 suburbs.
Yeah.
I guess if you're a high level celebrity and what are you looking for if you're trying to live a certain high level lifestyle?
I mean, obviously, an area with good schools, obviously safety is a top concern. If you're a high level celebrity, athlete, anything, you need to have the top security. So you're looking for obviously something with a little bit of seclusion as well. Something out of the way. Like LeBron's kind of like in Bath as well. I know he had a place up in Bath. It's kind of out of the way.
Bath Township.
Yeah, kind of out of the way. Off of 71 or 77, I think 77.
Right.
But yeah, it's kind of out of the way. It's over by the national park. So very, very kind of secluded area. Obviously the shopping area in that area too at Fairlawn. Oh my God. I go out to Fairlawn all the time. I'm in Wadsworth.
I used to go there too many times, buddy. I used to be out there too many times, man.
Bro, there's a Swenson's out there. I'm there constantly. LeBron, just come back for Swenson's, dog. It's good. Don't you miss it, bro?
You gotta miss Swenson's. I mean, come on now. They know Omar by first name basis out there. You gotta at least go to Swenson's.
Yeah, man. But for real, yeah, it's definitely. I don't think it's his decision. I think it's more his family and his wife and what they're exactly what you mentioned, like what they're used to, that lifestyle. We do not have that here in Cleveland. We just don't. Mm-hmm. LA is a whole nother beast. I completely understand why he would want to stay out there. He's already deeply embedded there. I mean, I I don't doubt him poo-pooing other cities and everything else because like he's already established. So like would I love to see it? Of course I would. Storybook ending, he'd come back to Cleveland. You know, it would be great, but I don't know. I hope he goes back to the Lakers and just retires there.
Yeah, you know what? It honestly, that is strongly on the table. I do think him just staying with the Lakers and calling it a day. I think that's one of the higher odds. I think the more as we go with this process, Cleveland is moving down on the list. But then the same thing happened in 2014.
Yeah,
where like
same exact thing.
Yeah,
Damn
same thing happened. Like, oh, Bron doesn't want to return to a lifestyle here, and Bron wants to either work it out in Miami or maybe play with Kobe Bryant with the Lake. I heard something. I heard the Brooklyn Nets back then was tossed around back in 2014. Chicago was tossed around back in 2014. Like there were other things. Let me ask you this though, because this is actually more up your alley. So you mentioned earlier this morning on the morning show, 9 to 11 here on the Inside Edge Network, Monday through Fridays. You mentioned, you've moved around. You've had to move, in the past growing up and things like that. Yeah. But, now, you have a family, things like that. Like, is it always, can it strictly be your call if you got to up and move, or you got to consult with other people? And do you make the final choice in moving?
I mean, honestly, like sometimes you don't have a choice, So sometimes you just have to get up and go, and the circumstances dictate that. Like you just have to roll with the punches, man. Just one battle after another, and like for me, just growing up as a kid, having to just move to different school systems, it kind of messed me up. Like we were doing something completely different, and then like I don't know, or we were just doing the same thing, and like I had to do it again. It's just like, what are we doing here? It's like so like that could as a player with kids, I mean that could also be a factor. You don't want to move your kids around constantly. If you're embedded somewhere, like you want to stick there. Usually,
and it makes it tough too, because I believe LeBron has businesses and stuff. I guess the thing with the Cleveland stuff writes itself on its own. Like you can start businesses here and be fine. I do think if he wants to get into, and I hope I'm not talking out of my backside here, I believe now in Ohio, you would receive a tax credit if you created a movie. If you shot a movie here in the state of Ohio, you get a tax credit. So, I don't know if LeBron wants to go that route. It's clear that he wants to be involved with ownership. I think you
do one last year, you film it, film the entire thing.
Yeah. Would you hate it?
Do it One Dance style, like straight up.
You said Last Dance?
Last Dance, yeah.
I was just going to bring that up. I was wondering, would you be upset? I'm just going to paint the picture. LeBron comes back to Cleveland. And we're not going to talk about the particulars, but just LeBron comes back to Cleveland for one final season. And let's say it's basically a plug and play. Let's say the core four is here plus LeBron James. And LeBron and Rich Paul and Maverick Carter, they make the call to Dan Gilbert. Hey, you want Bron here? We're going to film. This is going to be the retirement tour. We're filming everything. Would you like that or hate that as a Cavs fan? Because I don't know how it. My thing, and then I'll let you answer. My thing would be, if you're bringing in LeBron James for that reason, and you're going to have, I'm expecting any retirement tour in Cleveland to be a circus. I'm expecting any retirement tour here in Cleveland, for better or worse, that supersedes an NBA title. in the eyes of many people. And filming an entire final season, even though it worked out for Michael Jordan, filming an entire final season, I don't know. If you thought Hard Knocks here in Cleveland was loaded with distractions and gold, you're in for something else if LeBron James comes back here and they do the whole Last Dance style, Omar.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to completely do it Last Dance style. I mean, you can have it like almost non-invasive. There's ways to get around it, I think, to make it not as much of a distraction. But at the same time, if they do go that route, I mean, yeah, it would be. I mean, it would be a freaking circus. Absolutely. Could you imagine if the players just completely turned against Braun because of all this?
They could. I think that's possible. I think it's possible.
Or even the coach just like straight up, just like, I don't want this mess. Like, and it just completely blows up in Cleveland's face. I mean, that would be the predictable thing, right?
It is possible. It is very possible. Something else just came to mind, and then we got a break. Omar, stay on. Eli, I need you because this is going to be right up your alley here. I just thought about this. So they shoot this Last Dance documentary.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden. Hey, Bryan, you want to go to Brook Park? And they go in and they film it. They go in.
I knew exactly where you were going.
Dude.
Oh, no.
Dude, all they show, oh, yeah, this is just a team meeting. We're just here to get wings.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the wings are fire.
Wings are fire. Wings are fire for sure. Yeah. Look, I've already been memed today. I'm not going to say anything else. I'll get me in any trouble for the following week. But I'm sure James Harden and LeBron James would have a great time in Brook Park. There's a lot of things to do in Brook Park. Back to you, Double A.
We're going to take a Hey, if you haven't had honey lemon pepper wings, oh my God, those are good. All right. You know what else is good? You know what else is great? People came to me on Wednesday, was like, what happened to Midnight Conversations? What are you doing? What happened? I'm like, we had the NBA Finals. You can blame the New York Knicks. 29-point comeback. We had to address it. We had to go full blitz and coverage, but we could not leave you without a week without Midnight Conversations. When we come back, we're going all in on time travel. It is a Friday night. It's Saturday, June 13th. But hell, I've been up since Friday, so it's Friday the 13th adjacent, okay? When we come back, Midnight Conversations with my friends, Omar and Eli, and all of you joining us here. We talk time travel right after this.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Welcome back to the show. It is time for Midnight Conversations, a special Friday edition of Midnight Conversations. We typically do this every Wednesday night, but with the finals, and we was already going to have Omar on this show to react to Team USA's incredible victory. If you missed that coverage, go back and watch on the replay when this stream is done. Omar did a great job, and Eli, they did a great job breaking it down. But here we are. We end the week with time travel. 2 segments of Midnight Conversations coming at you right here, right now. Now, I want to show you guys something, if we can here. I'm going to click on this, okay? So take a look at what we consider and the 3 theories of time travel. That's going to be the initial basis of the conversation, but this can go anywhere, right? So according to Reddit, the 3 theories of time travel is the fixed timeline, the dynamic timeline, and the multiverse. So, gentlemen, I'm going to open it up to you guys. Omar, I'll let you go first, and then Eli, you'll be second. Of these 3, so for our audio, I just mentioned it for the audio listener. So, Omar, of these 3, so the fixed timeline, this is basically where you go back, and no matter what you do, the outcome, nothing changes. It's what it is. That's that. No matter what you do, if you go backwards, the intended outcome is still going to happen. The dynamic outcome, you can have altered events. And Omar, I might need you to break down the dynamic timeline a little bit better. But
yeah, sure.
My interpretation, altered events in the past can define impacts on the present. Yes, I just read that word for word. I cheated. And then the multiverse, that's Marvel, that's Avengers and Spider-Man, all that stuff. So with that being said, let me bring it back to full with you guys. So Omar, you first. Of those 3 main theories of time travel, which one do you believe in?
Honestly, I mean, I believe that you can I mean, I'd like to believe that you can go back in time and like, be able to change things. But like, honestly, I think it's a closed loop. Honestly, I don't think you can go back. I don't think you can go back and change the future without, honestly, like disrupting something. But like in terms of what I enjoy, is a closed loop. You cannot go back. You can only go forward. Honestly, kind of cool.
What
Right?
about you, Moon?
I would say the fixed timeline. I would say I would go with the fixed timeline. I just think, yeah, you typically cannot, you've seen the movies, you've seen like where things change and whatnot, but I don't know. I just think fixed timeline probably makes the most sense to me. Just because, yeah, you can go back and visit and see like what happened, but you got to come back and face what you did in the present, which creates your future.
So I guess here's my thing, and I would go with the fixed timeline. But and here's my reasoning. I always believe that if it wasn't like, I don't want to be extreme about this, but let's just call it for what it is. If something unfortunate in your life happened, right, and we try to go back and we try to fix it, my interpretation is that no matter what you do, it's still going to happen. It's just differently in how you treat it, right? It's
right.
just, we always say like, man, I wish I could have done something to fix whatever happened, right? If there was, for me personally, a death of the family, right? I wish I could have did something differently, or I would have, they wouldn't be at that moment at that particular time. But to me, with the fixed timeline, I don't think no matter what we do, and Omar, we talked about this over the phone earlier in the week. No matter what we do, the intended outcome, I think no matter what, is still going to happen as close to the way that it was intended to happen.
Yeah, damn near. I mean, just think of, what else could happen. I mean, maybe you try and go back in time and you affect something completely major, or the intended event just still happens, and even though you went back, you still aren't able to prevent it. I watched a movie that was actually about that. It was I actually talked about it today on my show. And basically the whole premise of the movie was that you could go back in time constantly, almost like Groundhog Day. Have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? Basically, you're returning back to a point in the past to try and change the event, or try and learn from some mistake that you made, or some character flaw, right? Until the final magic moment happens and you're able to recorrect the timeline, right?
But then after the amount of times you spend trying to recreate the timeline or correct the timeline, man, that's a problem. And we're going to talk more about the groundhog theory in a little bit. But Moon, I'll lighten the mood just even a little bit. I mean, let's just tie it into sports. Let's tie it into, I don't know, let's tie it into the 2016 NBA Finals. Because I guarantee you, and they've said it, Golden State has openly admitted they would trade all of their other titles to win that one in 2016. And I just wonder, I mean, man, if you think back to all the events that had to happen for the Cavaliers to overcome that 3-1 deficit, I think if you switched one thing, I think in a fixed timeline, doesn't matter. The comeback still happens. You really can't alter what happened.
Right.
It'll be a different way how you do it.
Right. Yeah. It'd just be a different way it played out. Who knows? Game 5 maybe looks a little differently. Game 6, maybe Klay Thompson doesn't say the same thing he says in the press conference to spark the run after game 4. You just wonder what could happen or what could change. yeah, I don't like to live in a world where you think about the Cavs not having our only championship in 52 years. But yeah, that would be the case, right? I mean, where it would still happen, but it'd be an awkward way. Like, do they win in 6, or what have? I mean, I don't know. This whole time travel thing is blowing my mind. I ain't
What if
gonna
what
lie.
if they go back in time, win in 16, and then lose to the Cavs in 17 and 18?
Yeah, I mean,
wouldn't that be crazy?
If they won in 16, Kevin Durant would never have joined the Warriors in 17.
Right.
And if he never joins the Warriors in 17, because you can make an argument that the 17 Cavs team was better than 16. Offensively, the 2017 Cavs were better than the 2016 team. Offensively.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, right? Because, I mean, they were also playing.
You're doing this. You're opening the can of worms.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, I know.
Because once you change that, that changes the whole dynamic of the league.
Right, because then Eli, where would Kevin Durant have gone? Because I don't think he would have stayed. Maybe he doesn't stay with OKC, but if you had to flash back to the happenings of the 2016 offseason, where was he going?
Well, you can't just analyze one thing, though, Double A, because if you're analyzing that the Cavs don't win the championship, you can't analyze that. Does Golden State even make it to 2016 finals? Does OKC not blow a lead? Does Kevin Durant stay in Oklahoma City? Do the Thunder win the 2016 finals? We haven't even considered that. Did the Thunder win the 2016 finals? Does Kevin Durant get this championship where he's played most of his career? He was in Seattle before that. Does he get his first championship? Do him and Russ stick around together? And are we talking about a Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant dynasty run here where the two are just teamed up and kicking ass? I mean, there's a reality where the Cavs get absolutely handled by Durant and Westbrook. I mean, if we really want to go back, I mean, look at 2015, like Kyrie Irving, breaking his kneecap, and then Kevin Love and Kelly Olynyk ripping his shoulder out of the socket. If we really want to go far back in time, I mean, what if we just go back to the beginning of the finals? Like, how do those 4 run out? Or does Golden State even get there? Because Golden State had a lot of luck on their side. They had the 3-1 against Los Angeles, the OKC stuff. Do they even get there against some of these other teams? Or are we having a reality where Chris Paul and Blake Griffin are hoisting an Larry O'Brien trophy?
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes from a movie is Hot Tub Time Machine, because they go back to the drive, or it's either the drive or the film. I'm pretty sure it's the drive, but they reverse history, and the Browns end up like going and advancing, and like it's dude. Every time I watch that movie, I get so happy. I'm like, I want to live in that. I want to live in that timeline. I want to live in that reality.
It's almost like draft day actually happened. It's just like, boy, we pulled off the greatest trades in draft day history.
Well, no, every draft season is draft day for us, but we always win the draft, and then it doesn't matter.
How would a multiverse universe look if it was real life? I guess, Omar, would it be, let's see, it's multiple timelines, right? So the example that they give here that we showed earlier from Reddit, if you went back and you unalived your grandparents in the dynamic timeline, there would be the dynamic timeline first. If you did that, cool, you did it. You feel this whatever satisfaction you will feel from doing that. But then when you try to come back, all your grandparents are still here. You're still here. Like nothing changed. But in this case, in the multiverse, is there an alternative world where, even if you look at it from a sports standpoint, Golden State would have won that series in 5, in 2016, or the Cleveland Indians actually would have closed out the 2016 World Series and things like that. Like how, like, I would imagine like something like that would be different. And then like, do you have recollection of all of those different timelines in your mind?
Yeah, it's something that I constantly bring up sometimes. It's like, sometimes I feel like I wish I could live in an alternate reality, especially with all the crap going on in U.S. politics and all the terrible things happening. It's just like, what happened if so and so did this or so and so did that, and like what impacts or like I think Rob and I talked about it the other day about the World Cup. It's just like if this was under a different administration, how much more excited people would probably be about it, or maybe there would be more together. Who knows? But at least some of the other national teams would, look at us a little bit more favorably because of everything that's kind of happening on the geopolitical scale right now. We're not very liked at the current moment, but it kind of sucks, and I wish it was a different timeline. I wish it was a different circumstance. Like I wish we were completely conjoined in this country and united as one, instead of so divided as we always seem to be online, at least. That's why I always stress like hanging out with friends and having actual real conversations with people, instead of just getting online and just having arguments, and it goes nowhere. You focus your energy and your attention in positive lights, but like getting back to the time travel, like it's just like being able to like imagine different scenarios, it's almost limitless. It can break your brain.
We always do that with relationships.
Oh yeah,
all the time. Man, if we would have went back and have done it this way, because I saw something. I saw there was a post that someone had on social media, and it was like, "What is the key?" Like it was two grandparents. It's like, you guys have been married for over 60 years. What's the key to a long marriage? And everyone is expecting like, oh, we love each other and faith and all that other stuff. And the grandfather said, I watched my wife change as a person every few years. And I had to make a choice whether or not to adjust my love for her and change with her, or I'm out the door. And that was through multiple stages of the relationship over time. And I'm like, man, that really hit, because, I don't know if you see as many high school sweethearts still together these days, or else they grow apart. But I think a lot of times, I know I do, I look back and I say like, man, at first I used to look back and like, man, if I would have did this differently, I would have did that differently. I would have did this. And maybe in an alternative timeline, I would have done those things differently. But if I believe in a fixed timeline, no matter what I would have done or what my ex would have done, we would still be in the result that we are today, separated.
Sure, but like, it's the human experience, though. Being able to experience all this heartbreak, love, joy, everything that comes together with it. That's the part of the being human, right? And we learn and we grow from it, right? We can only think about the past. We can never do anything to really go back and change it, right? You're only just rehashing something that already happened, right? You're trying to catch a feeling, but moving forward, I mean, you just have to enjoy life and just move forward, straight up.
Eli, what do you think about? I don't want to go. You don't have to go deep into like relationships or anything like that, but just pick whatever you want. Like, do you at any point look back and say like, man, if I had an opportunity to go back to a certain life point, and again, you don't need to be super serious about it, but like, I go back to a moment in time and I had an opportunity to fix that. Is that something that you would love an opportunity to do? Or is it better to just say like, man, it happened. I'm learning from it, and we just need to move forward?
Yeah, no, I would not want to go back, because those moments just shape you for like who you are. And you learn from those. You learn more about yourself than you learn about other people usually. And you kind of learn like what not to do. And, if you never put your hand on the stove and find out it's hot, then you'll go back in time and then you have to put your hand on the stove again and find out it's hot. And it's just, I'm cool on those types of things. I used to, I guess, I worry about those types of things. Like, man, if I would have did this or that. But at this point in time, at 28 years old, I'm not too concerned about past things. I think those will all shape me to where I'm at now with the network and where I'm at, obviously, with music and everything. And I wouldn't have had the character and like the development that I've had to do to get to where I'm at. So I think as nice as it would sound to go back and, fall in love with the girl that should have been yours or this or that. I mean, it's just things happen the way they happen for a reason. And it's really kind of set out to be that way. Like you kind of got to just keep flowing. It's like, they say in Finding Nemo, you got to keep swimming. Like that's really the name of the game, is just pushing through. And yeah, I want to go back. I mean, maybe like if you would ask me this like at 23 or something or 24, sure, maybe I had a different answer. But I think those moments have made me into who I am now. I'm aware of how to handle certain situations with people. I'm aware of how to handle certain situations on the business side, personal side. Yeah, I just think it's a scary thing to want to go back. The Rock said it one time, and he talked to the Los Angeles Lakers back in like 2014. I want to say it was the D'Angelo Russell and those Lakers, and he talked about how he puts it every time he feels like he wants to go backwards. He wants to look in the past. He feels like, and he literally put his back against the wall. He goes, I pretend that I have a wall against me, like a legit physical wall. And if you try to push back and go back against a wall, the wall is not going to budge. Like it's not. That is a blocked force. You cannot get past it. So the only way to go is forward. So you can think about the job that you didn't get, or the promotion you didn't get, or the girl, or maybe you should have said something to somebody at that time or this. But it would be scary to think about then how you would be shaped moving forward. If you didn't have those experiences, you would have to experience them at some point in life. So I'm glad I experienced those in my 20s and I've learned from those, rather than try to go back, try to figure it out. Then it's, talking time travel, going to a different loop. And then I'm 40 years old and I'm trying to figure out, well, I haven't had any character development because everything's been so smooth. I've been able to go back and fix it. And no, man, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about life is you have emotions, and sometimes they're not always pretty, but they're there.
All right, we got a couple crazy ones here, and then we'll break real quick. So we'll go a little rapid fire before we take our final break. We're talking time travel here on Midnight Conversations, here on Midnight Run. So, okay, let's say, did either of you watch Stranger Things? I don't think so.
No.
Okay, Omar, you watch. So you'll okay. So we're not going to get into the weeds of Stranger Things, especially like the final couple seasons. But we'll go very bare bones basic. Let's say we're living our lives, we're doing our thing, and then flip the world upside down underneath. There's an entire universe. There's an entire world underneath us, and that world underneath us, I would imagine, would it be us? Would it be everything that we're doing here except darker? Like, how would that look? And I guess the other question would be, not everyone on this side of the world feels good. Everyone goes through depression and things like that. Does the parallel world, Omar, give you, like, if you're facing tough times here, with the parallel upside down world, is it sunshine and roses? Or I guess if you feel good up here, do you feel bad down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about, right? I mean, like you would want to, if you imagine living in a world and you figured out that there was another universe that was like better than yours, like you would try and get to that universe, wouldn't you? That you'd be doing everything you can. If you, I mean, shoot, just out of curiosity, I would just go just to see how it was. It
I mean, if you go to the woods, right? You go to the woods, you see it opening. Are you walking through and trying to figure out?
I am. I don't care what happens to me. You can write on my tombstone. This mamma jamma went out through a portal. I don't care. I went out through a portal, bro. Are you kidding me? That's a legend. Like you guys better like celebrate that. Like,
that would be crazy though. That would be crazy to experiment, or somebody could come to you and say, man, there's another world. But let's say up here you have no clue. But like you find out there's a whole nother world underneath us. But yet you go there and for the most part it's dark. And then Eli, remember we had the conversation on this show with conversations about cloning yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would the clone of you be the exact opposite in the parallel world?
Yeah, I would think of the Jordan Peele movie from 2019, Us. And that movie like scarred me for a minute. But you know where they have like the whole movie, without getting too much into it, but there's like two different like worlds, like, and the whole time you think it's like, I'm trying not to ruin the movie for people, but it's 2019. People go watch the freaking movie.
It's 2019.
Yeah, it's 2019.
Go ahead.
So basically, the whole idea of the movie is, you know, they like the girl like is like at one point swapped. She's put into a different like spot. Like she gets lost on the beach, and it's like, okay, well we found our daughter, boom, and then she grows up to be a you know, great person, and she's got a husband and all this other stuff. No, it's not how it happened. Literally, what happened was they went to the beach, and when she went into this little world and she's walking around in the carnival and all that stuff, they swapped her with somebody that was her clone, that looked exactly like her, but she was evil. She was evil, and she was trying to get out of the evil mess, because they show later in the movie that it's like real messed up. People are like, it's just like, it's real messed up, man. Don't watch that movie at like 1 a.m. At least I won't. But you see like the whole movie. So like at first you're like, oh my goodness, she's going through it. Why are these people attacking her? Why are these people attacking her and her family? And they're really just wrecking these people. And you're like, you feel bad, but it like gives me chills. That movie is actually really freaking good. At the end, the girl that is being attacked by the girl that she stole her life from when she swapped her as kids. She said, I don't want to be in this bad world anymore. I want to go experience real life, like that side of things. And she swapped her and put her in the world where it's bad. So the girl that was originally was a child in the good world had to live her whole life in the bad world. So she came out to like wreak hell on these people, wreak havoc. And so it's just like a mind bleep, for lack of better words. It's like you're sitting there rooting for her. You're like, oh my God, get away. But it's like, then at the end, you're like, oh, you swapped her. Like you literally created this alternate universe where you weren't supposed to be out here. Like, it's just a real crazy movie, man. It's like, so yeah, I don't know. That's why like clones like worry me and like things like that, because like I don't know if they'd be good. I don't know if they'd be nice. And alternate universe honestly scare me too. Like those types of things, like those things are scary to even think about, in my opinion. Like this whole topic gives me chills, because it's like, well, no.
Yeah, and
no, it's a lot of craziness.
A whole bunch of other,
no, I was gonna,
you know,
go ahead, Omar.
Time travel examples too. Like we're only doing 3, buddy. Like
right.
You start thinking about time dilation and stuff like that, black holes. Like, oh my God, like that's like unthinkable shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, we would have, if we had more time, we get more into some of those. All right, let's take a quick break. We're gonna do some fun ones. We'll do some fun time travel. So, if you were able to do a post-game show after any Cleveland sports event from the past that you weren't able to do, which one would you want to do a post-game show for? Or pre-game? You could pick one. Or the morning after, if you wanted to do a show. What would you go back to? Would you rather go back in time 100 years or go forward 100 years to meet family members? So we got that and a few other things there. A lot of cool things. So we'll get through some fun stuff. One final segment of Time Travel Midnight Conversations here on this Friday. Back after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
We are talking time travel here on Midnight Run. Myself, Eli, and Omar here with you. Going a little bit overtime. But we're going to do NFL OT rules, so we're not going to be with you that much longer before we get you on your way and enjoying your weekend. We want to thank you guys for joining us. Over 100 live viewers here on a Friday night. So we really appreciate having you guys aboard. Again, remember, like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all of the social media platforms. If you're watching us on YouTube, that notification bell underneath the video, please hit that. You get all of our content, including Omar's morning show, Monday through Fridays, Eli's Inside Edge Primetime show, Monday through Fridays at 10 p.m., Omar's show's at 9 a.m., and then my show, Midnight Run, part of our daily lineup. We got a ton of weekly programming on the network as well. So let's dive in real quick. A couple of fun things here for you with the time travel. The last 7, we went deep. We did, but let's do some fun stuff here. So, number one, we're in the media industry, so we'll lead with this. If there's a pregame, postgame, or show that we could do and go back in time and do, which one would that be? Me personally, I know Cleveland has went through a ton of losing in big moments, but I would pick one happy moment. I would pick, gentlemen, and Eli, I'll go to you first.
Mm-hmm.
I would pick 1994 Cleveland Indians Jacobs Field opening day pregame show. Can you imagine? I mean, opening day here is always nuts in Cleveland, but the opening of a new ballpark, the first time, I believe the first time ever that the Cleveland baseball team had its own ballpark, gateway, just the mad excitement, a new era of baseball, reliving, like downtown is back, ready to go. And even at that point in time, I don't think we knew that the Cleveland Indians were going to become the 90s magical team that they did. But, I was only 2 years old, so I have, I'm 2, and I didn't know any better. But I would have loved to get a set somewhere in downtown Cleveland with opening day, the grand opening of Jacobs Field.
It's a pretty solid one. I would probably, when I think about it, I'd probably just on the somber side go 2007 Game 7 of the ALCS against Boston when they got absolutely murked and they ended up blowing. I still can't believe it. 3-1 lead they blew and they were down 11. They lost 11-2 to Boston after the series with CeCe Sabathia. They had Jake Westbrook on that team. They had a starting pitching unit that was just incredible, and the bats were on fire. You had Kenny Lofton on that team. The return of Kenny Lofton. You had so many guys. I would just want to get on air and just like try to process it with the people, because I remember sitting there, younger Eli Moon, sitting there watching it upstairs in my room, watching with Papa Moon, sitting there as the guards or the Indians at the time were just blowing it like consistently, just every game, and I just would want to just unload on them for an hour, 2 hours, just about how you can blow a 3-1 lead to the Boston Red Sox, because that World Series really was the AL's to win. It didn't matter if it was Boston or if it was Cleveland coming out. They were going to handle the Colorado Rockies. They were just happy to be there. Troy Tulowitzki. They had just a young team at the time. Like, they were not ready to go win that. They had Todd Helton on that Colorado Rockies team. I just would have loved to have roasted the Guardians or the Indians at the time, and I love the Guards. I love them. I can't wait for them to bring a World Series maybe one day, but I still can't process. Like, that was our year. 07, everybody talks about 2016, and 2016 was our year. 07, they would have swept Colorado. I'm so confident they would have swept Colorado. Maybe 5 games, but that Cleveland Indians team was so good, man. They had Kenny Lofton. I mean, just so many. I mean, I believe Grady Sizemore was still on that squad. They had so many names like that were so much fun. And the fact that they blew a 3-1 lead to Boston, and the way they did it too, like just losing to Tim Wakefield and the knuckleballer and all that other jazz, I'll never forget Josh Beckett looking like the most electric Josh Beckett I've ever seen. I mean, he had a pretty good career, but he did not look as great as he did in that series. So I'd like to go back to Game 7 of ALCS.
Didn't they have both CeCe and Cliff Lee?
I believe Cliff Lee was injured that year. I want to say in 07, because I think he had came back the year after, because Cliff Lee's big problem was he couldn't stay healthy. And so the Guardians or the Indians at the time did the most inexplicable thing. And I'm just confirming here. Cliff Lee, yeah, he played 2 games that year. So their lineup really was Paul Bird. They had the windup with Paul Bird. He was their 3rd starter at that time. So they had CeCe, Westbrook, and Bird with like their main guys on that squad. I'm just looking at it now. I mean, Cliff Lee was on that team, but was not the Cliff Lee that we remember as the Philadelphia Phillies team.
Right.
The Cy Young, just monster that he was. The problem is they just were never healthy at the same time, CeCe and Cliff Lee. Like, CeCe was always, we didn't really have to worry about that, but Cliff Lee, they were worried if he would never ever really come around to be a starting pitcher that would be strong enough, because they know he had the stuff. He just couldn't stay on the field. So then CeCe gets traded. Cliff Lee's doing his thing, and then what do the Indians do? They just trade Cliff Lee. So you can never, ever explain to me how you trade 2 back-to-back Cy Young winners. I don't care what you get in the trade. You had 2 Cy Young winners as your 1 and 2. If they just are patient and wait for Cliff Lee to get healthy and go on the run, who knows what that pitching rotation. We talk about pitching rotations all the time with Corey Kluber and Josh Tomlin and Trevor Bauer before you got into all his mess and whatever. But you think of that 07 team and just like what could have happened if they just would have got over the hump. Like maybe they were a little more patient with Cliff Lee. Maybe they were a little more patient with some of these guys. Just looking at this 07 Cleveland Indians team, it's just like a blast from the past. You see Victor Martinez, Johnny Peralta, Josh Barfield, Ryan Garco, Casey Blake, Grady Sizemore, Travis
Casey
Hafner.
Blake.
Yeah, he played third. Yeah, Travis Hafner, man. I mean, Kenny, like I said, Kenny Lofton was on the team. Kelly Shopik was our backup catcher. I mean, Asdrubal Cabrera, a young Asdrubal Cabrera, he's 21 years old on that team. So Shin-Soo Choo, you think of this team, and I just was so baffled. That was literally the team. Everybody talks about 2016, and I know we were down there. They should have won in 2016, but they should have already had one in 07 at that point. It would not have been this long of a talk. And it's crazy to think about, because if the Indians would have did it back in 07, we want to be as hard pressed in 2016. I think we still would have appreciated it as much as we did, like 3-1. Yeah, that's a big thing. But if the Indians would have won that, I don't think we're discussing the Dolans and the spending and all that. So I think they would have been a little more patient, because I get it would have been 19 years. This right now, it would have been 19 years from a potential World Series. But I think Indians and Guardians fans would have been a lot more patient.
That whole 07 was an interesting sports year. That's a whole podcast episode about the 2007 in Cleveland sports. But you're 100% right about that Indians team. Like they had it. They had it.
Yeah.
And I remember to this day, the late great Tim McCarver on Fox said, all right, Cleveland's up 3-1. The Indians cannot let the Red Sox get this series back to Boston.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, their starting pitching was so good in Boston. Like I said, Josh Beckett, Tim Wakefield, they had a lot of good guys in that rotation. Ironically enough, the only bad part of that Indians rotation and bullpen was Joe Borowski. Every time Joe Borowski went out there on the mound to close games, Papa Moon and I would have like paper bags and be like hyperventilating into him, because it's like the guy would find a way to get a runner on first and third with one out and somehow get out of it most times. But you just, Joe Blowrowski sometimes, because he would blow the damn game.
Omar, you're up next.
Yeah, so I'd like to go back to 1986 of all things. I'd like to experience the drive firsthand, simply because I'd be dealing with Nev Chandler, right?
Yeah.
5-time SSA Ohio Sportscaster of the Year. He did play-by-play. He also did play-by-play for Cleveland Cavaliers telecast as well. Like he was all over the place. He was a sports director for WWE Sports. He teamed up with Herb Score on Cleveland Indians radio broadcasts. Like he did it all when it comes to Cleveland media and Cleveland sports. I would go back then, pick his brain a little bit. Also, the team that we had for the Browns, insane. Obviously, it ended in heartbreak in Denver, but his call of the double overtime game that we had against the New York Jets was used in NFL films. Like they loved it so much that they had to have it in their 1986 film Pandemonium Palace. So legendary broadcaster, legendary time for Cleveland. It would have been excellent to just kind of get a feel for the city. The Browns were great. You had Bernie Kosar as the quarterback. Ozzie Newsome at tight end. Like you can't get any better than that. Yeah, man. Marty Ball, man. Marty Schottenheimer.
I know. And like, can you imagine the storyline angles too? Like if we were on the air, first off, even at that time period, the only sports talk radio show, there were different ones. I know but Pete Franklin. So you would have to wait for Pete Franklin to get his thoughts on 3WE or WTAM today. But you would have to wait for his thoughts. But man, can you just imagine if there was 24/7 sports talk radio after the drive?
Oh man, it would have been electric.
And then you would have to go on the air. Somebody would go on the air, and it seems trivial to say this now because we know what has happened since. But if you went back, somebody would say, boy, we were this close. We're going to get back next year, which I guess technically they did get back the next year. And then you would have to do sports talk radio again for the fumble.
Yeah, man. Just heartbreak. You can make a whole career out of it.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, we don't have footage of like Pete Franklin taking calls from back then, like immediately after the drive or the fumble. I guarantee you would have people crying on the radio.
Oh, no doubt.
Crying. Like full tear crying because they were this close and they fell short. That's crazy. All right, we got time for one or two more. If you had to go back to a time period where your favorite restaurant or favorite attraction or whatever was open, but now they're closed, what would that be? I have two in mind, and we can share answers if we have them, but I have two answers in mind. One is obviously Geauga Lake.
Yeah.
But I know Geauga Lake for years has been the little engine that could amusement park. Six Flags Worlds of Adventure. The 1 year where they were Six Flags Worlds of Adventure. Still, Cedar Point's phenomenal. Cedar Point's fantastic. But in terms of collection of rides, they were DC themed. That was one of my all-time favorite amusement park seasons. So I would do Six Flags Worlds of Adventure. And then my secondary answer, I think they're still open somewhere in America. Hometown Buffet. Oh, man. Going up there, for us, that was paradise.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
Although I will admit now, the idea of going to a buffet, with children, I don't know about that. But, man, that was paradise. So I have two answers. Six Flags Worlds of Adventure and then Hometown Buffet.
Yeah, great answers. I'm going to piggyback. Yeah, I'm going to say Geauga Lake. And, it would have been fine if they would have kept it in some capacity, right? Just kept one of at least the wooden ride, right? That'd been there for like damn near almost 100 years.
Big Dipper.
It's a Big Dipper. Yeah. I mean, you had people still trying to like get it out of there, and obviously they had to tear it down because it's you can't. But yeah, I just had so many great memories growing up there. I'm from the Youngstown area, so it would be like a little bit of a haul to get there. But every time we went up there, we made a day out of it. They had a water park. You'd hang loose. It was a great time. You had SeaWorld on the other side. I remember seeing Shamu when I was a kid. I know it's kind of like not so great these days having killer whales in a small.
It's okay. It was there. We had it.
But yeah, we had it. We didn't know what we had, but we had it. And when it did turn into Worlds of Adventure, I mean, hot damn. Could you think of any other place that you'd want to be? The theming was amazing there. Incredible. Like, especially for like the kids area, you had like shit that you wouldn't even like think of, like this giant ass like ball pit. You had kids shooting each other with like Nerf balls. It was like insane. The rides were great too, man. You had like X-Flight.
I used to love the X-Flight. I think the ride is now at Kings Island.
Yeah, you can still ride it, man. Which is, I mean, you think of that. I mean, most of the rides the usable ones got shipped out, and so there's still a little bit of history there. And I have to piggyback off of the buffet thing, man. I was a sucker for Ponderosa. Like that was my grandma's spot, dude. Anytime we'd come up to Cleveland, because we had family over in Lorraine, we'd hit that specific Ponderosa, and you get the refill, you get to eat all the food you want. My brother was a sucker for the ice cream. So yeah, Ponderosa, man. I don't know what it is about buffets, but I dude, there's a Chinese buffet in Wandsworth I go to all the time. I don't care. Dude, buffets are an experience. Sometimes you just need to go.
I think there's a spot by Eli's place.
Oh yeah.
In that little lot. I don't know if they still. I don't know if it's a Chinese place, but it's a buffet. And I haven't been there in a couple of years, but they hook you up.
Oh yeah.
They hook you up. I have one more honorable mention, but I'll let Eli go first.
Oh yeah, mine's just short and sweet. It's Cece's Pizza. There's none in Northeast Ohio anymore. The Cece's Pizza was iconic. You go get buffalo chicken pizza, you get the dessert pie. You get all this different stuff. The cinnamon rolls, the brownies. I mean, Cece's Pizza was damn good. And Mama and Papa Moon would take us there, and we just would throw down, and we'd be good for hours. We just would sit there, and the arcade was there. It was just a good spot. They had one at Ridge Park Square. That's the one we'd go to and rock out, but they've since closed all Northeast Ohio locations. They're open in other states. So if you're in a different state listening, you might have a Cece's Pizza, but Cleveland does not. Yeah, for Cece's Pizza, I know, dude. I think about it all the time.
They're good
all the time.
They are good. They are good. I feel that way about Quiznos. I spotted a Quiznos location in Chicago, but when I saw it, it was breakfast hours. They were closed.
Mama and Papa Moon did not like Quiznos after they did that rat commercial. When they had the rats running around in the commercial. Yeah. We don't play about that type of shit here in the Moon household. So you put rats on a commercial and you want me to I won't throw an establishment under the bus, but I will leave them unnamed. That when I found out that one of my favorite establishment mom and pop shops had a rodent problem.
Yeah,
now you're advertising it on a commercial. So branding's everything. We talk about it all the time. Branding's everything. And the Quiznos decided to put rats on their commercial. So I will pass. Also not a big White Castle guy while we're on the topic of things that just suck.
I'm not either. I'm not
cool.
either. I'm not either. I
don't mind it. Have you ever had a White Castle breakfast?
No, because White Castle sucks.
No,
hold up. I'm willing to listen about White Castle.
Okay.
Give me a White Castle breakfast.
Dude, there's different types of sliders that you can get. It's amazing. There's like a biscuits and gravy one. It's fantastic. You have to try it.
I didn't know.
No, we did it on our way back from the Bourbon Barrel. We did Kentucky for my birthday one year. I got absolutely shit faced at Maker's Market. I don't want to talk about it. But
is that your Maker's Market story?
Yeah, I slept in a barrel. Yeah, dude, it was sick. The hot tub was a barrel. It was, dude. It was. You want to talk about like one of the best birthdays you could ever have? Bourbon barrel retreats in Kentucky, dude. You hit Makers, or you could just do like a bourbon barrel like run, and dude.
No, I
can't drink anymore because of medication, but like, if you want to go have a time, if you still do, I mean, go ahead. It's a
fine. It's fine. I've cut out drinking on my end too, for the most part. I mean, listen, Maker's Mark. No, I do have one other
Maker's Mark.
I do have one other honorable mention, and this is kind of petty. I don't even know why I've been thinking about this for years. I want to time travel back to Omar's old place in Maple, where I had the go-ahead score. We were facing each other in blitz. I had the go-ahead score. I was going to run to the corner of the effing end zone, and my guy runs out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have won the effing game. It was 42-41.
Yeah.
I hit the 2-point conversion. Game's over. I win. I turned. I passed your defender. I made the stop, or I'm running it into the corner of the end zone. And then the mother effer went out of bounds. I'm like, I won. And I lost the game.
Yeah. Those are the ones you wish you could have back, man.
That happened like 8 years ago, and I'm still pissed about that.
Yeah, we're going to have to run it back. I have it. We can run it back.
All right. My last thing, and I'm just going to be real with you guys. After having this entire conversation about time travel, I don't know about you guys. I feel really blessed about where I'm at in my life right now. I know things in the past are not perfect, far from it. like I wish my dad was here. I wish, a lot of my family members that are no longer with us, I wish they were still here, and things like that. One of the things I used to also say, I'm like, man, I wish I used to work with my friends. Now I get an opportunity to do that again. And I am beyond blessed. And our life right now, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I never do final thoughts on this show. We just end the show and call it a day. I guess after going through these time, like for years, I used to we used to talk about time travel, man. Remember back when. But the here and now, right now, I mean, this is chef's kiss. This is peak. Like what we're doing right now and the life that we're living right now and the goals that we have and everything, like, no disrespect to time travel. It's fun. It's fun to dive in and discuss and go over all the theories. And there were way more theories that's fun. But no disrespect. Who effing cares? When we're in this moment right here, right now, to do something great, to do something fun, and to be in it. And I guess, we always say, like, man, what can you take away from? And I know it could all end one day. I get it. I know it could all end. But, getting back in touch with church and getting back, really in touch with you guys and just all this stuff and what we're doing just in life, what we're doing with this business, with the Inside Edge Network. I mean, we got over 100 people right now watching and listening to our nonsense on a late Friday night, Saturday morning. That's effing cool, man. And even if it was just one person tuning in, like, to see something from literally from scratch just grow and our lives just, the three of us have taken different paths in some way, shape, or form. But we were together back when, and we're back together. And this go around, we're back together for good. And I am so appreciative of my family, my friends, my bros that are here on this screen, and then some that you see each and every single day. Who effing needs time travel? This life we're living right now, pretty effing good. I wouldn't trade it.
Same, man. Same.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd do everything again the same way.
Yeah. And it's like, it's one of those other questions. It's like, man, what would you tell yourself if, if you had this knowledge and go back, what would you tell yourself? There's really nothing. What can you say? Could you have told me 10 years ago that I would do this, and this? I would go through life. I would, get engaged but not go through with the wedding and then all this other stuff. And then, oh, by the way, you're going to build and be a PD of a network. And you can't script this stuff, man. You just can't. You can dream it. You can have goals every single day and live by those goals. But, all three of us and every single person that's watching right now, we all have evolved in some way, shape, or form. And if you're in a good space where, man, all the time travel stuff that you talked about, your present, the here and the now is better than all those scenarios that we just laid out, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Now, there is an alternative. I should say it like this, but I know that there are people who are up right now who don't feel that way. And I want to open the floor just quickly, and we'll end the show with this, but I think this is important because, again, one of our pillars here at the network is mental health. I know people out there are some people who don't feel that way, that something right now is in the way of their greatness right now, that they may be experiencing a loss, or they don't feel like they're in a good place in life, or they may be in a point where nothing terribly bad's going on, but life is just like blah. Eli, I'll go to you first. What would you want to say if there's anyone out there watching right now, and I know you guys are more experienced night owls than I am, but I love this life. But what would you want to say to those who they're just trying to get by, and it seems like, they're trying to get W's, but just there are things in the way. What message do you want to spread? What love do you want to spread to our audience?
Yeah, I would just say, just find a win every day, whether it's a cup of coffee or whatever, just find a win every day. Start with one. I call some of my bros and I ask them to start with one win. And then I tell them, hey, next day, I'm going to call you back and I'm going to ask for two, whether it's just getting out of bed, going, getting coffee, get a cup of coffee, whatever it is. So just find the small wins. I actually listened to this guy, Charlie. He's like really experienced. He manages 2 chains. He's done a lot. He talks about winning streak, and if you just tell yourself you're on a winning streak, it doesn't have to be necessarily finding a promotion or something like that. It's just like having a cup of coffee and now you're on a winning streak. You just start stacking the wins. And just start stacking the wins. Like find the little things in life that make you happy. Get out and enjoy. Summer across the United States. So go enjoy like good weather and find something. And just call somebody. Definitely don't spend it alone. Just call somebody if you're going through some stuff. And just find a safe space where you can talk to. Obviously, seek out help if you feel like you need mental health. Specialists like therapists, psychiatrists, things like that. Obviously, take care of what you got to take care of. But I would just say just focus on winning streaks and small wins, and they eventually start adding up, and before you know it, things are on the up and up.
Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, so talking about time travel, there was a point where I wish I was dead, or I wish I could go back and change things, and I wish I was medicated back then, and I could have done this, or I could have been that, or and none of it matters because I can't go back and change anything. I did finally seek out medication. I did finally get help. I have started to turn things around, and I feel great. So you don't have to struggle either. You can talk to somebody. You don't even have to get on medication, man. Even if you just talk to somebody, even if it's your best friend, just get your feelings out there. You don't have to bottle things up. You really don't. And just live life, man. You don't have to constantly beat yourself up, or I know everybody's trying to be perfect in this world. There's no such thing. And if you're trying to believe that, or strive for perfection, you're in a losing battle. All right, because you're gonna end up hating everything about yourself. You're gonna sit there, you're gonna nitpick every little fucking thing, and it's just you're gonna spiral. So, it's really hard. It's really easy to get down. You look at social media, you're always comparing yourself to somebody else, or using somebody else as a pillar, or something that you need to strive for, right? Just live your life. Just live your life. Do the best you can. Show up every day. Do your best, and life will be okay. It will.
Yeah. I agree. And when this gets too much, put it down. Walk away. Go outside. One of the best. 2 things have happened. A ton of great things has happened to me. Reconnecting with friends is a big one. 2 things has happened to me. I've reconnected my relationship with God, which has changed everything for me. And then I'm telling you, working out, whether it's at the gym or the walks outside, nature. There's some, you both can speak to it probably better than I can. There's something about walking outside and smelling and seeing trees.
Yeah, it's like a primal instinct, man. You like smell smoke and you turn into a caveman.
It's beautiful, man. Like you go outside and it's just life, man. It's just, I think I find it hard sometimes, especially because I have a work from home job. The hardest thing to do sometimes is to leave the four walls of your place and just step outside and just realize, man, there is a world outside of your four walls. But yeah, this is the first time, and we're going to end the show because it's time. It's been time. But this is the first time, I promise this won't happen too often. The first time we have done midnight conversations, and at the end of the conversation, I'm like, that was cool, that was fun, but I like the current reality a lot better. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I think Omar mentioned it earlier this morning, and Eli at various points. If you feel angry for any reason, you feel down for any reason, you feel like you're just not there, we're here. Come to us. We'll at least, we're open each and every single day. Come for good conversation. Come for a good laugh. We try to do, every show, is smart conversation, but fun. Somewhere you could turn to each and every single day. We know the power of media. We know the power of just connecting. Whether you are watching us, through TV or you're just watching us through your phone, we appreciate each and every single one of you. But you got us. We're not going anywhere. You got us each and every single day. So, and hell, even when you feel good, tune in to us. It will make you feel even more good, I guess. We got you all covered. But yay, that's Midnight Conversations. Sometimes it gets deep this late at night. It just does. But we're ready to go. Now, I'm ready to go because I'm going to finally head down the street and buy some breakfast.
Let's go.
Man, the place down the street has an omelet that's calling my name right now. And after we tape these promos, I'm getting in that car and I'm jetting over and getting an omelet. Man, good stuff. All right. We'll be back with you next week for more Midnight Run. Holy smokes, we went over. Good night, everybody.